Welcome, everyone.
821 855 FLA 3782.
All righty.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1. And now, here's...
All right. Yes. Brian Craig here with you. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We are live in Morning Drive from 6 until 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Overnight rebroadcast 7 nights a week, midnight till 6 a.m. That means weekdays we are on the air midnight until 9 a.m. That's right. You can listen to us on 4 radio stations here in South Florida. Our flagship station, AM 1470. On the FM dial, 95.3 FM. I messed up there, right? 95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, and 103.9 on the FM dial. Also, listen to us on the iHeartRadio app and the TuneIn app. Searching for Aspire Station call letters, WWNN, 2 W's, 2 N's. And if I did not give you enough so far as ways to listen to this program, you can also watch live video streaming of the program on YouTube. Brian Craig on YouTube. All right? Brian Craig on YouTube. Welcome. So, first off, I want to welcome everyone who is new to the program. I know listenership is at an all-time high right now during this crisis. And welcome to everyone that is new. And those of you that are not new, welcome to you as well. And thank you for your continued support. And I will tell you, all the Steve Kane sponsors are open for business. So that's right. So when you hear us run spots for different businesses, they are all open for business. So we'll talk about that as the day goes on. But this Florida lockdown order or shutdown order, it is, I'm going to go through here in the beginning of the show what is open. There's an article in the Sun Sentinel that goes over what the essential businesses are, which pretty much is everything except your bowling alley, skating rink, nail salons, hair salons, barbershops. Pretty much everything else is open as normal for business. But I want to go through this because, you know, this stay-at-home order or lockdown, whichever it is they're calling it here in Florida. Now, I can't speak to what's going on in other communities. I can only, so far as this goes, I can speak to what is going on so far as this. And I do have a very good idea when things will be back to normal. Not just the shutdown, lockdown orders all rescinded and everything, but when at least Florida will be back to normal. I'll share that with you in just a minute. But, and I have a very good indicator on that. And a very good source. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But what's going on with this lockdown or shutdown in Florida is Governor Ron DeSantis doing a lot of CYA. If you don't know what CYA is, just Google it. Snowflakes, you'll figure out what it is. CYA, that's what's going on here. Because the shutdown order is an order that pretty much excludes everything. This is from the Sun Sentinel, the liberal rag that passes as a newspaper here in South Florida. The Sun Sentinel has an article about this today, exactly what is going on. And the governor said, I did watch the governor's address from, I don't know what they call the office of the governor in the governor's mansion, but I saw him from his office on YouTube make the announcement. And he said they're using the Miami-Dade guidelines, okay? So the Sun Sentinel says, this is today's Sun Sentinel, this is the complete list of essential businesses allowed to be open in South Florida. All right? So here's what they've said. Sun Sentinel says, we've compiled a list of which businesses qualify as essential and can operate in South Florida, according to Miami-Dade County, which has been expanded as DeSantis' list of essential businesses. The Sun Sentinel, also noted differences between that order and those in Brown. It goes on and on. Okay, here we go. So here is, we're only here till 9, so I might have to keep the list short of what is open. Now, what I'm going to go through right now is what is open for business and that has been deemed essential by the governor's order. Okay, here it is. Healthcare providers. Healthcare providers. That's the doctors. or any lab test now of Boca, any lab test now of Coral Springs, Dr. Mitch Matez, the sole authority. Of course, Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. All of our medical related sponsors open for business, deemed essential. Also, Simply Natural, Richard Pearl's Simply Natural. All of our health related sponsors open for business. Healthcare providers are deemed essential, including hospitals, doctors, and dentist offices, urgent care centers, clinics, rehabilitation facilities, that's the Edge, physical therapist, mental health professionals, that's Dr. Janae Lamaski, psychiatrist, therapist, Dr. Lamaski, pharmacies, blood banks, medical cannabis facilities, well, we don't have any of those, healthcare device manufacturers, eye care centers, home health care providers, retail sales of household consumer products. Well, that's Ace Hardware, the Deerfield Beach and the Beach Ace Hardware locations, including grocery stores, farmers markets, farm and produce stands, supermarkets, food banks, convenience stores, food cultivation, including farming, livestock, and fishing, businesses that provide food, shelter, and social services to the homeless or otherwise economically needy, newspapers, television, radio, hey, that's us, that's me and Steve, and other media, gas stations, auto supply, and auto repair stores. Friendly Tire open for business. New and used automobile dealerships, banks, and related financial institutions. That's William Youngerman. Hardware stores. There we got Ace Hardware in Deerfield, Beach Ace Hardware, hardware stores. Contractors, other tradesmen, appliance repair personnel, home security firms. Again, this is the list. This is in the Sun Sentinel according to the governor's order, right? These are all the essential businesses that are okay to remain open in Florida. Contractors, other tradesmen, appliance repair personnel, home security firms, fire and water damage restoration, public adjusters, exterminators, and others who maintain the safety and sanitation of homes and other buildings. Businesses providing mailing and shipping services. Private colleges, technical schools, and trade schools, but only as needed for online and distance learning. Laundromats and dry cleaners. Restaurants for takeout and delivery only. Wings Plus, the Ramblewood location. Including schools that provide free meals to students. Office supply stores that sell goods people need to work from home. Businesses that supply other essential businesses and do not involve interaction with the public. Businesses that deliver groceries, food, goods, or services directly related to residents. Airlines, taxis. Private transportation providers. That's Uber, Lyft drivers. Home-based care for seniors, adults, and children. Assisted living facilities, nursing homes, senior living care. Professional services such as legal. Attorney Barry Siegel. Landscaping and pool care businesses. Child care facilities. Businesses operating airports, seaports, or other government facilities. Pet supply stores. Logistic providers, including warehouses, trucking, consolidators, fumigators, and handlers. Telecommunication providers, including sales of computer or telecommunication devices, provision of propane or natural gas, office space, or administrative support for any other essential business, construction sites, architectural, engineering, or land surveying services, factories, bottling plants, or other industrial facilities, waste management services, any business that interacts with customers through electronic or telephone and delivering products through shipping, mailing, or delivery, marinas and boat launches, docking, fueling, and marine supply, with some exceptions on municipal boat launches, veterinarians, pet boarding facilities, hotels, motels, commercial lodging, mortuaries, funeral homes, cemeteries, alcoholic beverage sales, firearm and ammunition supply, businesses providing services to local, state, or federal government. So my question is, what is not essential? Bowling alleys, skating rinks, movie theaters, nail and hair salons and barbershops. Everything else is open for business in Florida. And when I say this is the governor doing a little CYA, cover your, he had a conversation with the president yesterday, and I think President Trump told Ron DeSantis, listen, this is a shutdown in name only. Do it. So you won't look like, when you run for president or vice president in 2024, you'll look like, you did the right thing for Florida. So it just exclude everything, like and that's what he did. Yeah, you can go to restaurants for takeout. Wings Plus, the Ramblewood location, open for takeout. The other location under major renovations, you can drive by and look in the windows yourself to see that. But but they don't have anything to eat. You can just go by and see the renovations going on, I guess. You got to go to the Ramblewood location of Wings Plus. So Florida is open for business. And I've been able to do whatever it is I wanted to do. On the way into work today, I got coffee. Stopped off at the convenience store. On the way home, I got a couple of errands I've got to run. I'm going to do those just like I normally would. Life is pretty much back to normal. Most people are working remotely. My mother is retired. She works just 2-3 days a week, part-time office work, and she is working from home now. They gave her a laptop. She's working from home. So Florida is up and running for the most part. Oh, bars are excluded. I forgot. Bars, hair salons, nail salons, movie theaters, skating rinks, and bowling alleys. I guess they don't think the bowling balls that everybody shares are worthy, okay, are sanitary, I guess, because you're putting your fingers in all the holes. Oh, man. So what kind of lockdown is this? I saw the news. If you watch the national news, and this is what I'm telling you, if you watch the national news, you would think that those of us in Florida are under house arrest. And I'm here to tell you, we are not under house arrest. That what you're seeing in the news when they say Florida is under lockdown is fake news. There's a recommendation from the governor to stay home unless you are taking part in any of the essential services. And as I go through the list, it's virtually everything. Okay, now, I do have a very, very good idea when Florida will be back to normal. And after the break, I'm going to tell you what that is. My name's Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. That's right. Let's take our break, all right? We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Suffer from excruciating back pain or sciatica, pay careful attention to what I'm about to tell you. According to a study in the medical journal Spine, back surgeries to alleviate back pain frequently backfire, leaving the patient in more pain than before they had the surgery. A second study from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine provides clear evidence that 74% of surgeries for back pain fail. But there is an end to your suffering. There's a solution to your problem waiting for you with Dr. Troy Lemaski. Dr. Troy Lemaski is my personal chiropractor, and if the name sounds familiar,
well, thank you, Jack.
He's the brother of Dr. Janae Lemaski. Dr. Troy specializes in the elimination of back pain, sciatica, joint pain. He does it quickly, easily, and without surgery or pain medication. While he can help you with your back and neck pain, Dr. Troy also provides treatment for the hips, the shoulders, the knees. If you've been in a car accident, any type of injury, or slip and fall, the pain won't go away, well, if you want to get back to your old self, you want to call Dr. Troy. His number 954-463-3036. That's 954-463-3036. Online at drtroylemaski.com. Tell him that Steve Kane sent you.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for
we don't have papers to travel in America.
At Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve King Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, yes, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. Yeah, Friendly Tire open for business in Margate. You should definitely stop by. And, you know, if you have a car or a truck or any vehicle, private or commercial, that also has like unique tire sizes or custom wheels that are expensive, call Mike over at Friendly Tire. He can get you incredible deals on rare tire sizes, specialty tires. If you have some kind of custom tire that is very difficult to get or very expensive, call Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. He can help you with that too. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Call Friendly Mike. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. Okay, so virtually everything is excluded pretty much in the state of Florida under this order. We are not under lockdown the way the media are portraying it, okay? All of the Steve Kane Show sponsors are open for business in one way, shape, or form or another. But everything's open for business, okay? And that's the way it is. And if you drive around Florida, and I've talked to friends in other parts of Florida, and their experience is the same where they are as mine here in South Florida. Now, I did get something yesterday and actually did this to make sure it worked. And something was announced yesterday here in Florida that tells you when Florida will be back to, I would say, normal. Yesterday, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, announced that you can make reservations at the resort June 1st. June 1st. So you can actually, and I did this and then canceled it because I wanted to see if you could do it. So if you call up Disney right now, they may start selling out of these rooms, but if you call Disney World right now, it's a Monday. I can't go on a Monday, but if you call Disney World right now, you can make a hotel reservation at any of their hotels on Disney property for the 1st of June. And I know a lot of you saying, so what? You know, what's the... Walt Disney World here in Florida is the #1 tourist destination, not just in Florida, not just in America, but in the world. Okay? In the world. It's the #1 tourist destination in the world. They employ God knows how many people and are so... Walt Disney World, the company, Disney, is very well connected to the government of Florida because they're so important to Florida, and they've been here for almost 50 years, right? Going on 50 years soon. Next year will be their 50th year in operation in Florida. So they are very in touch with the government of Florida. And you can actually, I made a reservation yesterday, and they're good deals on the rooms then. I don't know what they're going for now because hotel room prices fluctuate based on supply and demand instantly with these hotel computer reservation systems they have these days. But I made a reservation at one of the upscale resorts and then canceled it 5 minutes later. And you can make reservations at all of their hotels. Disney, just to give an idea, people don't know this, probably, even a lot of Floridians don't know this. But you know, Disney is its own municipality, Walt Disney World in Florida. It's called Reedy Creek, and they actually have their own municipal government. That's why if you ever go to Walt Disney World, they have their own fire department on site. That's right. They're their own city with their own government. That's how influential they are. And they're very well connected with Tallahassee, our capital, and the governor, and those people up there, and our Congress people, and everything else. Walt Disney World would not be taking reservations for June 1st if they were not planning on being open for business in one way, shape, form, or another June 1st. Okay? They have been shut down for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know exactly how long they've been shut down. And, yeah, they have their own police. They have everything. It's its own government municipality. It's called Reedy Creek. You can look it up. Reedy Creek, Walt Disney World. It's crazy. I know. It seems insane. But because it is, Walt Disney World is so important to Florida, not just for the money that it brings in from tourism, but for all of the jobs that it creates, not just on its own property, but in the surrounding areas. And I do not believe Walt Disney World would be actually taking reservations where you pay them money for the 1st of June and disappoint thousands upon thousands of customers, they call them guests, who are making reservations and making travel plans to travel to Walt Disney World. They wouldn't do it. They would just keep it open-ended as they have been. So that was a firm date. And when I saw that, I'm like, boom. We picked up the phone right away and made the reservation. And we made a reservation at one of the upscale resorts just to see if you could do it. And you can make reservations at any of them. Call them right now and test me on this. So Disney has gotten communication from high-level government officials involved in Florida government, and probably even at the national level, that June 1st is okay for being open for business. Now, what that means, we don't know. We don't know what some of the details are. Or how are they going to limit the number of people inside their theme parks? A lot of people think that they're going to restrict entrance to those only who are Florida residents. Nobody knows. It's all speculation. The only thing that's not speculation is that they are open for business. You can make a hotel reservation for June 1st. So to me, that is a very significant tell as to what is going on with this crisis. It's amazing how much influence and power they have. And, they're losing $40 million a day, I read. I don't know if that's all the theme parks like in California or just here in Florida. It was vague in the article, but said they were losing $40 million a day. They would not take people's money in such large numbers for the 1st of June if they were not planning on being open in some form. It would be too disappointing to their customers. They wouldn't do that. So someone among the powers that be have told them that that's an okay thing to do. So that's a big tell to me. I'm going to stick with that one. And I know, anything can change. Well, yeah, aliens could land and invade the earth. I mean, anything could happen, right? But that's a pretty firm date. They've been very vague up until this point about what the date is. So that's great. So if you go back to the president on Sunday, when he announced the 30 days, he was the 30 days of April, things reopening in May, but he understands it would be a slow things, take a little bit of time in May to get things back up. And then he said by June 1st, normalization. So that's definitely an indicator that I'm going by. Disney World taking reservations and taking your money at high-end resorts. They would not be doing that. You know how disappointed people would be pissed off. So that's that. That's my source. That's my source for that. Yeah, I know. This is we're going to get through this. We are definitely going to get through this. There was a major happening at the White House press briefing room yesterday, which after the next break I'm going to get into. This one, there was a huge happening among the press yesterday that was not televised. Something that was not televised. When the president came out with the generals and the admirals and the Secretary of Defense and talked about this drug enforcement strategy, CNN didn't carry that, and they were a little annoyed that he's continuing the war on drugs. President Trump is brilliant. He's the smartest man we've ever had as president, and the most competent. We're never good. You've got to enjoy it. Even during this tough time, you've got to enjoy the presidency of Donald Trump, because we're never going to be winning like this again. And what President Trump did with the military yesterday was a couple of things. One, it was to signal to our enemies, the drug traffickers and many others, that do not try to take advantage of America and our southern border during this crisis. The Army and the Navy are out there in the ocean, and there's these two new naval movements going on the east and west coast of Mexico to stop drug traffickers. And it's probably much easier than normal because there's probably a lot less ship traffic. A lot of the commercial traffic, cruise ships and stuff aren't out there. There's a lot less commercial traffic to hide in right now out in the ocean. So this war on drug ramp up, you could tell the left and the Democrats and the mainstream media were just pissed off about that. Wonder why they're so upset that the flow of drugs will be slowed. But you know, when that quadrillion dollar, I know that's not a real number, the $2 trillion stimulus last week was signed by the president, a lot of the consensus was that he got whipped by Pelosi. Pelosi got her little petty things in. Oh, you know, the Kennedy Center, this deal, that earmark, paying off this, doing that, you know, all these little petty things. Donald Trump got the big picture of things in there, and you see what he's doing. Nancy Pelosi's got her little petty things going on here, funding this, funding that. You know, the southern border security issue is no longer a debate. The wall will be completed, and border security will be increased beyond anyone's imagination prior to this, including the president. And that war on drug strategy yesterday was about the war on drugs. He's very anti-drugs, which is a good thing. His brother had the alcohol problem. You know, so this is a passion of his. But it also has to do with the illegal immigration issue at the southern border. The southern border is now done so far as a debate in this country. We will have a secure border, and it's going to be much more difficult to oppose that than it was in the past. And he's getting his big picture done, while Nancy Pelosi's putting little earmarks of pettiness inside all of these bills. He's got the big picture going on. All right, now there was a major issue and development among the White House press corps yesterday that was not on television. We're going to talk about that when we get back. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's Kane with a K, K-A-N-E, and the number 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
We are chatting today with Frank, the owner of two magnificent Ace Hardware stores. One, Deerfield Beach, 365 South Federal Highway, about a quarter of a mile south of Hillsborough on the west side of Federal Highway. And the other, Beach Ace Hardware, located at 232 Commercial Boulevard, half a block west of A1A in Lauderdale by the sea. Well, one of the things I noticed when I first walked into Ace Hardware is that you carry such a wide variety of the big brands all under one roof. It's astounding.
That's Ace's new practice. It's called Best Brands. And under one roof, we have major categories. Let me give you an example of two. Yeti coolers, Craftsman hand tools, Milwaukee hand tools, Steel power equipment, Benmore paint, Weber grills, Napoleon grills, Traeger grills, Big Green
Hey, sir.
Egg. We are a platinum dealer. We have the largest selection of Green Egg products, all under one roof, all with people that are experienced and show you how to use these products.
There are lots of Ace Hardware stores, but there are only two that are advertising with the Steve Kane Show. We're talking about the Deerfield location, a quarter of a mile south of Hillsborough Boulevard on the west side of Federal, and of course the Beach Ace Hardware located at 232 Commercial Boulevard, a half block west of A1A in Lauderdale by
That's
the
Jim-
sea.
Jim Lockwood talking about with
special
5G.
locations. Be sure to mention Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your
Oh,
trust
yeah.
with attorney Barry Siegel,
You be
he will
safe,
give
too.
you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Okay, so there was a major happening in the White House press briefing room yesterday that was not on television, and it involves the reporter from One American News, who I think is great. Her name is Chanel. Let me look her up because I keep forgetting her name. Chanel Rion. She is the White House correspondent for One American News, and the press hate her. The press hate her, the other members of the press, well, at least a lot of them. They tossed her out, and she's damn good. She's damn good, and she asks questions that they don't like, and that's why they tossed her out. But let me read you this story. This is in the Gateway Pundit. There's some details here. One American News has been removed by the White House Correspondents Association from the rotation of press outlets granted seats at the daily White House Coronavirus Task Force briefings. See, the White House press corps, they think it's their house, not the people's house or the president's house or the first lady's house or Barron's house. It's Jim Acosta's house. Bunch of jerks. Okay? They think they call the shots. Well, I cannot wait to see how this one plays out. One American News Network has been removed by the White House Correspondents Association from the rotation of press outlets granted seats at the daily White House Coronavirus Task Force briefings after One American News reporter Chanel Rion allegedly violated in-house rules by the Press Association by twice showing up at the briefings without an assigned seat. Now, I noticed the last two briefings have been inside. They had two briefings outside in the Rose Garden, and then they moved them back inside, I think, because the wind was blowing the president's hair, and he was afraid it was going to go crazy. And the last question I remember, the One American News Chanel Rion, she was there yesterday. I saw her at the briefing. I'll talk about that in a second. When she was at the Sunday briefing in the Rose Garden, she asked a question about abortion and referred to abortion as I can't remember the exact question, but it had something to do with it being the killing of children. And I could hear the rest of the press around her, even though I couldn't see them, were pretty upset about it. Okay? And they hate her. And what they did after that was they stopped assigning her a seat in the briefing. Okay? Okay, so it goes here. She allegedly violated in-house rules by twice showing up at the briefings without an assigned seat. The seating for the press has been limited. Oh, Surrey just came up. The seating for the press has been limited due to CDC guidelines for social distancing. Chanel Rion of One American News has attended the briefings as a guest of White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham. So she's not there as part of the press association. They won't give One American News the press briefing room. In theory and on paper is controlled by the White House Press Association, and they won't assign her a seat. They won't give her that credibility. So this great White House press person, Stephanie Grisham, has been having her come as a guest, which is within the rights of the White House. They have guests there all the time. Okay. So because she's been so mistreated, Stephanie Grisham has made sure that she has an invite. And in the last two press briefings, I thought it was odd, and I wondered what was going on. Because I follow her on Twitter. She's very good, the One American News White House correspondent. Chanel, I keep forgetting her name, Rion. And in yesterday's briefing and in the day before, I saw her at the very, very back of the room standing up. And sometimes pacing around back there. She didn't have a seat. And it really stood out to me because when she was called upon, the camera would go over there, and I saw parts of the briefing room that I've never seen before because there's fewer people in there, and you can see all this equipment they have back there in the very back of the room and little cubicle. It was an area I've never seen before. So she's been standing up at the back of the press room because they've not been giving her a seat. I wondered why she was doing that. And now we know. CBS News White House reporter Paula Reed complained about One American News' Rion's appearance at the briefing. One American News reporter once again standing in back of White House briefing in defiance of social distancing requirements set in place by the White House Press Corps Association. One America News is in the rotation of reporters who get to attend briefings, but seem to think they get to play by a different rule and put safety at risk. Hashtag COVID-19. Now, that's Paula Reed. She tweeted that from CBS. She's been invited by the White House press secretary, so she can be wherever the hell she wants. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. And they sent out a very strict letter talking about how they got rid of her. There's a lot of other details. Now, listen to this. Rios, and Rios put a photograph of this out there online. Chanel Rion of One American News recently had a nasty note left on her desk in the White House basement earlier this month when she asked a question of President Trump that the press corps did not like. And here's what the note that was left on her desk, it was typed, said, "Do you think your question was helpful in halting the spread of the coronavirus?" Some reporter left that on her desk at the White House. Says here, Gateway Pundit, she's on friendly terms with the Trumps. Earlier this month, she posed in photographs of herself with the president and Ivanka at Mar-a-Lago and at the Trump Hotel in D.C. So I don't think she's going to be gone for long. But this is the mainstream media at work. And I haven't done it before, but I'm going to subscribe to One American News. You know, a lot of us don't have One American News. I used to have it. I changed cable providers. I don't have it any longer. But you can download the One American News app on Apple TV. I don't know what other ways you can do it. You can download it on Apple TV. I'm going to download it on my Apple TV and subscribe in support of One American News. And you know what? You all should do the same thing. Download the app and subscribe and support One American News, because there's something about One American News and their questions that the press corps don't want asked. And this was a major mistake by them, because what they've just done is elevated One American News to a level that they have not been. They're afraid of One American News. They're afraid of it. And what they're afraid is of its popularity. The president will be reelected, and he loves One American News. He compliments them. He calls on them. He tells them what great work they are doing. One American News is now the place to go for news. I know a lot of you have it. If you have DirecTV, you have it. If you have AT&T Uverse, you have it. But I switched cable providers months ago, and I didn't know when I did that, I lost One American News. So today, when I go home, I'm going to download the One American News app on my TV and start watching it on the app on Apple TV. I mean, I watch Fox News on Apple TV already. So why not watch One American News on Apple TV? And this is amazing. And I really hope Stephanie Grisham keeps her in there, and that the president keeps calling on her. But this is the mainstream media. They have a media outlet in there they cannot control, asking the questions they don't want asked. And also, they're afraid of One American News' growing popularity. And as crazy as this is, I didn't know about this till I woke up this morning, this story, and I started doing my show prep. Last night, I told my wife, I said, this One American News girl, she is a rising star of reporters. Emerald Robinson is still there. She works for Newsmax. She used to be One America News' White House correspondent. I don't know what happened, why she left One American News and went to Newsmax. Emerald Robinson, I liked her. But this girl, she is going strong, and she is a huge rising star. Yeah, I think the president and Stephanie Grisham should give her a front row seat in the press briefings. And she was, if you watched the last two briefings live, you saw her in the back, walking in the back and asking her questions, standing in the back. I wonder, what is she doing? Why isn't she sitting down? Why is she standing up in the back? And now we know. So the mainstream media must be totally paranoid, totally terrified of One American News' gain in popularity. One American News is on DirecTV. I don't know what channel. You have to do some research on this. And it's on many providers. But you can download the One American News app on smart TVs. You can get it on Apple TV. Someone just told me in the chat room it's available on the Fire Stick. So yeah, there are ways to download the app, and it's a cheap, I think it's like $6 a month. $6. Someone told me it's $3.47 on DirecTV. I don't know if that's true. Someone just told me that in the YouTube live chat room. I think it's about $6 a month to subscribe, and I'm going to do it. I tried to download it on my phone, and you can't get the app on the phone where you can view it. So I'll download it on my Apple TV, and I'll pay the $6 a month just to support them, and I think you all should too. If the White House press corps doesn't want them in there, that means we want to support them. There's something about the message and the style of news from One American News that the mainstream outlets are afraid of. That's why they tossed her out. And how dare they? After what happened with Jim Acosta when the president tossed him out, they went to court for his right to be there, but One American News doesn't have the right? $5 a month. Katina in Baltimore told me $5 a month. So yeah, so download the app for your smart TV, One American News. Subscribe, $5 a month. Let's support One America News. And I'll tell you, that White House reporter, anything you tweet about anything, start tagging her in every tweet. Just as a sign of support, so she knows you're out there in support of her. She's damn good. Her questions, ooh. That one on abortion the other day. Does anyone remember what the exact question was? I don't remember, but the press didn't like it. They did not. They were all looking back over at her. What the hell happened? I know, it was great. All right, 45 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. Oh, let me give you her Twitter before I forget. Let me give you her Twitter. It is, her Twitter is Chanel Rion, which is ChanelRion. ChanelRion. Chanel Rion, I guess is how you pronounce her name. Chief White House correspondent for One American News, tossed out of the press briefing room by the mainstream press. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. Trump's the boss. Every time when he comes out, I tell my wife, oh, there's the boss. Trump. That's right. Okay, let's take our last break of the first hour, 46 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Hey, by the way, first commercial in this next break are for all the incredible specials at MyPillow. Take advantage of those specials. Support the Steve Kane Show and support Mike Lindell and all the heat he's taking from the mainstream press, from the left, because he talked about bringing prayer back in school, and he prays, and he's a Christian. I tell you, these people on the left, I agree with Mike Lindell, they're evil. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You've heard the jingle and seen the commercials, and that's right. You will get the best night's sleep you've ever had with a MyPillow. Have you not gotten your MyPillow yet? Right now is the best time to do it.
That's right, Brian. Hey guys, this is Brian's wife, Kathy, and this is the best time to get a MyPillow. They have amazing deals. Take advantage of them now.
Go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener link, and you will see all these great deals. Like the buy one MyPillow, get one for free. There's a BOGO offer right now
Steve Kane
on
Show.
the Giza Dream Sheets. Buy one set of MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets and get the second set free.
You gotta love BOGO deals. They're the best. And you can take advantage of so many right now at MyPillow.com.
There's a lot of other deals too. Again, go to MyPillow.com, click on that radio listener link, and you've got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout to get these incredible deals. So go right now to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener special. Make sure to use that promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout to take advantage of all of the great deals. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. Make sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, 1-800-716-4879.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
The science behind the aging process is exploding. We have come to a point where we can take steps to significantly improve the health and function of our cells. Healthy cells means healthy tissue, means healthy organs, means a healthy body. And healthy bodies do better and live longer. That's right, folks, I said it. Live longer. Life expectancy is increasing in this country, and it is not a coincidence. With simple, safe, and effective therapies such as peptides, we can significantly improve the function and health of your cells, and therefore we are improving your health from the ground up. Sleep better, lose weight, build muscle, have energy, have sex, be in a good mood. If feeling good and looking good sounds good to you, call me, Dr. Mitchell Matez at the Boca Raton Center for Age Management at 561-953-5490. That's 561-953-5490, or visit our website at hormonetherapybocaraton.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
Yeah, and Dr. Matez called in yesterday. Dr. Matez is open for business, essential business. So call Dr. Matez, free consultation if you mention the Steve Kane Show, 561-953-5490. You know, if you're on hold, stand by. Mike and Boca on deck next. Chanel Rion, I looked up her Wikipedia. Oh, man, she's homeschooled. Oh, they must really hate that. She's homeschooled. But even though she was homeschooled, she studied international relations at Harvard University. Uh-oh. She's also a cartoonist who draws political cartoons that are published. Wow. She's a great catch. But, sorry, guys, she's engaged. Listen to this, though. Rion. I keep calling her Rios. Rion. I keep calling her Rios. I don't know why. Is Rios a character like... In a Schwarzenegger? I don't know. But anyway, Rion, listen to this. She's engaged to Cortland Sykes. Now listen to this. This is crazy. She met her fiancé at a CIA recruitment event at Harvard University. What a crazy, crazy thing that is. Oh my goodness. Good morning. You're on the radio. Mike and Boca.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Brian, what's up?
Hey.
If you have an iPhone or Android,
Yeah.
the app is called Cloud TV.
Oh, Cloud TV?
KLOWD.
Oh, you could get it on. Oh, you get One American News on your mobile device with Cloud TV, is what you're telling me.
And all of their channels. One American News has a lot of channels, and you could pick the package that you want. And like that woman said, I think the cheapest package is under $5 or around $5.
Yeah.
Channels, and one of them is One American News.
Yeah, and you know, I'm looking here. She's her mother is South Korean. She went to Harvard. I mean, there's everything about her, and she's good looking. Yes.
She has, the way you just said is quite ironic because, like you said, she's homeschooled. She went to Harvard.
That's crazy.
And her mother is from, we say, Korea.
Her mother's South Korean, so it must be one of those tiger moms. Can Koreans be tiger moms too, or is it only Chinese? I don't know.
Only tiger mom I know is Carol Baskin.
Yeah, that's amazing. Homeschooled, went to Harvard, met her fiance at a CIA recruitment event at Harvard. That's crazy. They didn't have those. They didn't have those recruitment events at my college.
A lot of liberals.
Well, she asked. What got her tossed out of the press briefing room was she asked a question about abortion and referred to it as murder. You know, that was a few press briefings ago, and that's why they tossed her out. You know that. It's not because they this.
That and the Chinese food was great. That's a great question.
Oh yeah, she was talking. Yeah, she. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. What did she say about? She asked President Trump about Chinese food about a week ago. What'd she say?
It was racist to say Chinese food.
That's right. That's right. It's a racist to say Chinese food. I was like, ooh. I'm like, who is that? Yeah.
She kind of, I personally think she kind of like a little bit. She wasn't assertive enough. So it kind of sounded a little weird. But when you listen to it again.
Yeah.
It's very, very funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, very to the point.
Well, you know, the fact that President Trump invited her in, I mean, keeps calling on her, and the White House press secretary invited her into the press briefings. This is not going to hold because the White House Press Association is not going to overrule the president and not overrule Stephanie Grisham, the press secretary. He watches One American News in the White House. He's either got the.
He watches One American News, Fox at Night. I'm sure he listens to you, and I could definitely tell you. I'm not going to say because but he definitely listens to other media hosts. But I don't know what. I just
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I wonder if he. Well, you know, Mar-a-Lago is within the range of our radio stations. You know. You know. So yeah, absolutely, Mar-a-Lago is. I hope he listens to my podcast too. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Everybody has time to listen to my podcast. By the way, you know, I noticed you sound like you're out and about. Are you going to work?
I
What?
yes.
You were hesitant. Are you going to work or not? That you were hesitant. Are you going to work or not?
I'm working right now.
You are okay. You're at work. Okay, good. Because this lockdown. Oh, this. Well, yeah, I know. You've told me before. I just want to know. You know, this national story that Florida is under lockdown. Everybody I know is working and doing what they do.
No,
there's less traffic on the roads, but a lot of people, like my mother, Steve's daughter, works for one of the cruise lines. Not the one we take our cruises on, not Celebrity, but she works for another cruise line that everybody knows. She's working from home remotely. A lot of people working remotely from home on computers, you know. That's what it is. All right, Mike. Yeah.
let me ask you a question about the cruise line. Are they, like you said, Disney's going to do June 1st?
Yeah.
Cruise line, is she getting any people actually asking?
Well, I'll just let you know the Steve Kane cruise is still on. We're leaving December 6th, and there's some great deals they're offering right now for December. Prices are low, and those of you that already made reservations, if you don't know already, you'll find out soon enough. All of your prices have been lowered, so it's a good time to make reservations to join us on the Steve Kane cruise. I don't know what the first date of cruise reservations is right now, but our cruise December 6th is a go. It's a go, like the Thunderbirds. And you're invited, Mike and Boca. Well, when we're on the cruise, when we're on the cruise, we've got Fox News on the TVs in the cabins, but I have my phone and computer and internet. They got great high-speed internet out there, and I don't miss a beat of anything when I'm on the cruises. All right, Mike and Boca, I got to run, but thanks for the call. All right, yes. Oh man. Yeah, so One America. I'm glad that the White House Press Association did this, because they've now made One America News, a big topic of discussion, and much more important, they've elevated One America News. You know, Chanel Rion, she's a Laura Loomer type, right? She's a Laura. I don't know how old she is, because in her bio they don't have her age. Does anyone know how old she is? Let's see. They don't give her age. They tell us where she was born. She was born in Texas. Tell us all this stuff about her, but she's hiding her age. I don't know why, but she does remind me of Laura Loomer, just in her questions and the things she brings up, and boom, now they screwed up over there in the White House press corps. That's right. She's Chanel Rion, Rion, from OAN. Remember that name. She's the future. She's the future of White House journalism. All right, listen, we're coming up on the top of the hour. In the next hour, so much more to talk about. Lots to get into. Steve will be with us today. Yo, did you know that White House press briefing yesterday, the war on drugs talk? Oh, my goodness, man. That general, they got those new Army uniforms. I love the new Army uniforms. They brought back the World War II era uniforms. And it's kind of odd to see them. We've seen them the last few months on the Army generals that always come out in the briefings. Those World War II era uniforms. And I've only seen those like in movies, in black and white and Technicolor for the most part. And to see them like in high definition, it's a little weird, isn't it? It's a little weird, but I'm glad they brought back those uniforms. They look pretty sharp. But I'll tell you, when that general came out, let me see here. Do I have the general? He's a scary guy. Let me see if I got this here. If I can pull this up on my computer, on my iPad here.
So for leading this operation.
Yeah, okay, let me play this. This is our general in his World War II uniform, scaring the daylights out of me just watching. Listen. Come on, play.
Commander of U.S. Southern Command, out of Miami, for leading this operation, which is underway effective today. And also Admiral Gilday, the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Schultz, for their contributions to this from their services. There's thousands of sailors, Coast Guardsmen, soldiers, airmen, Marines involved in this operation. We came upon some intelligence some time ago that the drug cartels, as a result of COVID-19, are going to try to take advantage of the situation and try to infiltrate additional drugs into our country. As we know, there's 70,000 Americans die on an average annual basis to drugs. That's unacceptable. We're at war with COVID-19, we're at war with terrorists, and we are at war with the drug cartels as well. This is the United States military. You will not penetrate this country. You will not get past Jump Street. You're not going to come in here and kill additional Americans. And we will marshal whatever assets are required to prevent your entry into this country to kill Americans. So right now, the Navy has marshaled additional gray hull ships from both PACOM and EUCOM and for the Naval Fleet at Norfolk. And they are set sail already, and they're in the Caribbean right now. In addition to that, there's 10 Coast Guard cutters, and there's Special Operations Forces and Security Force Assistance Brigades, along with Air Force reconnaissance aircraft. The bottom line is you're not going to get through. Now is not the time to try to penetrate the United States with illegal drugs to kill Americans. With the United States military, we will defend our country, regardless of the cost. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Secretary.
Now CNN cut away from it. Is he scary? I would not mess with that guy. When he came out there and was talking, I was watching him during the press briefing, and there were jokes made. He never smiles. He never smiles. He's in an Army uniform, but he's got the face of a Marine. But I would not mess with this guy. CNN cut away from this, and they were rather annoyed. They thought it was trivial. You know, I love this guy. He's much better than Colin Powell when he was chairman. Oh, remember Colin Powell? So political. So political. This guy's like a General Patton, General MacArthur type out there. Would you mess with this general? I wouldn't mess with him. So President Trump, he's the left are upset because I guess he's slowing down the flow of their cocaine into the country. Apparently the left, the liberal media and the liberals in general are very upset when you slow down the flow of cocaine. I don't know, why would that upset anyone? I wonder. Hour number 2 begins right now. It's 7:01. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
106.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
Does your life insurance policy only pay someone if you die? The new life insurance policies allow you to access your benefits even while you were still alive. Due to changes in the insurance industry, all life insurance carriers in 2020 have adjusted their premiums to your advantage. Life insurance rates have been lowered due to the updated mortality tables. People are living longer in America, and that means life insurance premiums are lower. Call Debbie and Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080 to learn more and for a free review of your existing life insurance policy. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet.
Awesome.
We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yes, Brian, I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires, and when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that one, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man, and Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
Feeling old, tired, run down? Struggling with your sex life or weight control? Dr. Matez can fix it. Call the Boca Raton Center for Age Management at 561-953-5490 or visit their website at brc4am.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1.
Unreal.
And now, here's...
All righty, welcome back. Yes. Brian Craig here with you. This is the Steve Kane Show. I'm a little aggravated at myself today because I do my show prep at home, and you guys hear me gripe about it. I get up early. My alarm went off at 3:30 this morning. My alarm actually woke me up today. I usually wake up before the alarm. And I get up and I do my show prep. A lot of my show prep involves putting together audio sound bites, which is a little difficult to do because it takes time. I got to edit them and everything. And I put them on a flash drive and bring them here to work. And I left all of my sound bites at home. I didn't bring any of them in today. And I don't know why I can't pull them up on the cloud on my iPad. During the break, I'm trying to pull them up on the cloud on my iPad. I can't get them to pull. I don't have any of my audio sound bites. And I had a whole bunch of them that I wanted to share with all of you. Oh, well, the show must go on. We'll just continue. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because I spent about 90 minutes putting them together and editing them and getting them. It's happened before. It happens. It happens. Oh, well. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I guess tread water. No, it's okay. We'll get through it. It's no big deal. But, one of them that I wanted to share is, I'll just have to tell you about I'll tell you about the sound bites that are sitting on the desktop at home. I don't know why I can't pull them up on the cloud on my iPad. It doesn't show me anything on my desktop, my cloud. There is something wrong here. Maybe it's slowly coming. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'll try to find them. But it should be, the cloud is amazing, isn't it? It's so amazing. But anyway, back to what I was griping about. But one of the sound bites I was going to play for you was one that I had forgotten about until I saw this. And, the media, the mainstream media, that tossed One American News out of the press briefing room, the mainstream media are obsessed with always trying to make Trump look bad. And they've got this narrative they're trying to push that he didn't react to this soon enough. Didn't react to it soon enough. And one of them, see all those? That's my cloud syncing with my iPad. That's all the notifications. It's syncing my calendar. How about syncing my desktop where I have all the show prep? Cloud, can you do that? But anyway, the narrative they're trying to push is that President Trump did not react fast enough. Waited too long. And I saw this one yesterday. I did not know about this. I knew about it, but I forgot about it. During the State of the Union, the one that Nancy Pelosi tore up and threw on the desk? See, all these notifications, none of them are what I need. Hear all those notifications coming on my iPad? I just synced up the cloud. He mentioned coronavirus in the State of the Union. He mentioned coronavirus. He talked about how he was working to stop it from spreading. And the Democrats were so obsessed with impeachment that they're the ones who dropped the ball. He was working on it early on. And Nancy Pelosi, of course, tore it up and threw it on the desk as if nothing he said was relevant, which included that thing she tore up and threw on the desk. Very stupid moment for her. included the portion when he was out there talking about coronavirus. So big mistake from Nancy Pelosi and watch the media. Now that clip was making its way all over Twitter yesterday. So once that is around all over the place, maybe the media will back off that a little bit because it's going to make Nancy look like what she is, a very twisted. Nancy Pelosi just is not well. She is not. I know. Can I turn these notification sounds off? Let me turn the volume down. Maybe if I turn the volume down, it's getting annoying. I'm getting every notification that everything on my cloud is syncing, except all the audio sound bites. Oh my goodness. I gotta try to turn off my notifications. I might have to take a break to do this. Let me see your calendar. Let me see here. Where are the notifications? Oh my gosh, this is a mess. This is a mess. We're so dependent on our gadgets, aren't we? What would we do without them? All right, stop with it. Oh my gosh. I gotta shut off these notifications. How do I shut off the notifications for the calendar? It's driving me nuts. Every time I say a word, I get a notification. Now it's not doing... Oh, my gosh. There's another one. Hold on. Let's see here. Calendar. I see reminders, photos, notes, music, maps. I don't see calendar on my notification. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay. I turn off notifications for my calendar. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Now I don't have to hear it. But, okay, so back to what I was talking about. So President Trump, at the State of the Union, while they were trying to impeach him, was already working on coronavirus. You know, he is so competent. He is so on top of everything. Now, of course, there's been a global pandemic, and, you know, it's gotten a little bit out of control. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this about this pandemic. When this is over... and it will be over soon. I gave, you know, Walt Disney World, you can make a hotel reservation June 1st. So that tells you things will be back to normal then. Things getting back this month, things majorly getting back next month, and then by June 1st, business as usual. At least that's what Disney has been told. There's going to be a lot of looking back and reflection of who did what. And at the top of the list, you are going to find Governor Cuomo is going to be in so much hot water. There's going to be so much incompetence and corruption out of New York during this. You can see it now. You can see it now. And he goes out there every day on these press conferences thinking he's on top of the world. But when it gets over, when it's all over and there's reflection, he's going to be the one who takes a lot of heat. And yesterday, the Democrats, Schiff in particular, they're already talking about having 9/11-like hearings into the slow coronavirus response. And that tells me right there that the Democrats are afraid. And the reason that Schiff and the Democrats are talking about coronavirus hearings into President Trump's lack of reaction is to distract people and try to be, you know, President Trump's trying to save the country. He's trying to save lives. He's trying to save the economy. He's doing what he's supposed to do. What are the Democrats in Congress doing? They're going towards another impeachment. Can you believe? That's what they care about. That tells you where their minds are. But what he's doing, Schiff and the Democrats, by saying they won hearings, it's not just, it's more of a misdirection than anything else. Because the Democrats screwed this up from the get-go. If you look at the places that are hardest hit in this country, it's Democrat-controlled areas. Democrat-controlled areas. New York, California, Washington State. The places that are hit the hardest are controlled by Democrats. And, you know, what's really going to come out of New York is the corruption. President Trump was even talking about it again yesterday. And he said, President Trump made an announcement about medical supplies that I promise you the officials in New York are not happy about. He is instructing, he had a conversation with Walmart. Walmart is making clothing for the medical personnel. And he instructed Walmart to not deliver to the state warehouses, but to deliver directly to the hospitals in need. And the last thing they want in New York is to deliver directly to the hospitals. They want it delivered to the warehouses because that's where the corruption is. And President Trump brought this up again about the number of items that are being ordered for particular hospitals. It doesn't make sense. They're not seeing that many people. and the increase is too high. So there is major corruption going on. Yeah, just like in Puerto Rico. They don't have supplies, but then all of a sudden there were warehouses filled with supplies. That's what's going on in New York. And as I was telling Steve the other day, President Trump knows how New York operates. He's a New Yorker, born and raised in New York, built his business in New York. He knows what goes on in New York. So when he asked, are these things going out the back door? I don't think they're going out the back door. I don't think they're getting through the front door of a lot of these facilities. There is a lot of hoarding going on. And these are the kind of things, when this is all over and people look back, people are going to find out all kinds of things about this crisis and how the Democrats are corrupt, how they screwed up, and how they made things worse. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Back to our phones. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Morning, Brian.
Yes. Yes.
See, what's happening is this. The Democrats are putting in the minds of brain-dead people who are known as, Democrats, that Trump is responsible. Every single person out there that got sick or died. That's what they're doing. They're going to push all the blame away from themselves, and they're going to let all these brain-dead idiots say, wait a minute, the Democrats are telling us Trump is responsible for all this. They don't lie. Let's believe them. It's Trump's fault.
Absolutely.
Collusion.
Yeah.
Else.
No, you're absolutely correct. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. There's no question about it. Yeah, I totally agree with you, but it's not going to fly.
Yeah, but you don't understand. You talk to these, I have a lot of friends who are Democrats, I don't call them friends, but people I run into are hardcore Democrats. Hardcore. And if Nancy Pelosi says the sky is purple, then the sky is purple. And that's what they're looking at. They don't want to see left, right, or whatever. They see what the Democrat doctrine is. And the people out there that are listening to me, why the experiment? Ask one of your Democrat associates or friends or family members, is Trump responsible? And they're going to tell you, yeah.
Well, I don't have any Democrat friends these days. I can't think of a single friend of mine who's a Democrat. You know, and you know what? And they're not. And throughout this country, see, I was talking about this yesterday. Many members of the press are trying to keep these press briefings off of television, and the reason they're trying to do that, like CNN cut away again yesterday, is because the people that are working from home or at home are watching these press briefings, and they're approving of Trump. He has over a 60% approval rating for his handling of the coronavirus epidemic, and that has them freaked out because they're supposed to hate Trump. And they don't understand why people are loving Trump. And that's why they don't want to carry these press conferences. But you can't tell me that New York is not going to be pissed off at Governor Cuomo when this is over, what's going on up there. There's no way.
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. I've been watching CNN while Trump has been doing those speeches. You know why? Because when he takes on their reporter and calls CNN fake news, it gives me a tingle to watch them.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite thing yesterday in the press briefing, I don't remember the question, but it was John Roberts asked Trump a question, and Trump says, "What are you, CNN now?" He said to John Roberts from Fox.
Saw that, yeah.
That was pretty funny.
He goes on. They're not too happy with these press briefings because now they're calling it another Trump rally. And
yeah.
Watching these press briefings, but they're far more than his rallies, obviously. His rallies, what, 10,000?
Yeah.
He has
millions
watching him.
Yeah, millions, and they hate it. And the people watching love him. And they're like, wow, he's so competent. Look at what he's doing. And yeah.
He's presidential. That was the magic word. Remember, he wasn't presidential before. Now he's presidential.
I mean, can you imagine if Hillary Clinton was the president and this crisis was going on, what it would be like in this country?
In my word, let me tell you something. My wife, she's more hardcore than I am as far as being pro-United States and Trump. She was breaking my chops that if Hillary became president, we're moving. We're leaving the country. We're going somewhere else, but we ain't staying.
Yeah, people say that, but they don't mean it. But it would be, I mean, think about it. if the Democrats had won the White House and Florida, and we had Andrew Gillum, who was found passed out naked on the floor of a hotel room with an OD'd gay male prostitute in the bedroom of a hotel room on South Beach and another man, he'd be our governor. And Hillary Clinton is our president, and we have this crisis, it would be a total collapse of our society. You know, what President Trump is doing, he did it again yesterday. He came out and said, I just got off the phone with the CEO of Walmart, and they're making however many thousands of Walmart is the largest retailer in the world, okay? And they're because a lot of Amazon's big, but it's more of a drop ship. Walmart, actually, they have buyers and they purchase. So one of the reasons he deals so much with Walmart is Walmart has all the contacts with the buyers around the world for everything you can imagine. And, so that's why he's so in contact with Walmart. These Democrats, it would never occur to them to talk to business leaders to get these things done. And one of the reasons we're pulling out of this is because he has turned to private businesses and corporations. Like there's a ventilator shortage. So what does he do? He contacts the company that makes ventilators, right? I mean, it's what politician prior to Trump would ever even think of something like that?
Well, do you know how ludicrous this country is as far as the hardcore anti-Trumpers? You have an organization called USAID, and they send stuff all over the world. You're sending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of masks and surgical gowns to somewhere out in the Asia while we were looking for them. And in fact, there was a reporter whining about USAID yesterday in the press briefing because they're not getting everything they want. And Trump says, hey, we have shortages here, so we got to take care of our own people first. I loved when they asked Trump about, what about the undocumented immigrants? He says, well, not even supposed to be here. We got to take care of Americans first. Question.
It didn't work out, though, did it? It didn't work out for them, did it? But, I'll tell you, the southern border issue is no longer a debate in this country. It's done. That border will be locked down forever now. And Trump will get everything he wanted done at the southern border without any conflict. And I bet you that he got some things put inside that $2 trillion bill to continue to fund that wall. While Nancy was messing around with earmarks for this and that, he's getting the big things done.
Something, I would have loved to have been around in that press room when Trump brought out all the military people, the general, the admiral, all the rest, and they going, uh-oh, what's he going to do now?
I wondered when they walked out, I was wondering too, what's going on? And then they came out and told the left that he was going to shut down the flow of cocaine coming from South America, and the media, boy, they had a flip out. There's something about cutting off the flow of cocaine into the country that the left just don't seem to approve of, because they had a major meltdown over that yesterday. I wonder why they're so upset about the flow of cocaine being slowed into the country. I wonder.
I saw them come out. The first thing that went into my mind was he's instituting martial law. The first thing.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. You bring military.
I didn't know. I didn't even have any. I was very curious about it. I thought it might be about, because there's one of our carriers has 100 guys that have tested positive on. I figured it had something to do with military readiness, but I didn't realize how mediocre the war on drug effort really was. And the war on drugs, they have two major military actions. They have everything, but I think they even had Space Force involved on both the east and west coast of Mexico. And and that was amazing. Listen, I got to run for a break. I'm a little late, but Stephen Royal Palm, take care. 22 minutes after 7. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Does your life insurance policy only pay someone if you die? The new life insurance policies allow you to access your benefits even while you were still alive. Due to changes in the insurance industry, all life insurance carriers in 2020 have adjusted their premiums to your advantage. Life insurance rates have been lowered due to the updated mortality tables. People are living longer in America, and that means life insurance premiums are lower.
Yesterday I watched this show,
I will
and
advise
oh my God, is America in this?
8080 to learn more and for a free review
Well,
of your
6
existing
episodes
life
of this
insurance
show, and I
policy.
couldn't believe what I was looking at. White people!
8080
What's with you and wild animals?
8080.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I was just watching O.J. Simpson during the break talking about the that Tiger show on Netflix that everyone's talking. Have any of you, what's that show called? Tiger... Is it called Tiger King? What is that show called? And I got to tell you, it is the most overrated thing I've ever seen. I'm in the second episode, and it's torture to get through. But even OJ's out there talking about it. But regardless of all that, yeah. So I pulled this clip up offline. So they have this narrative that Trump, Tiger King. They have this narrative that Trump didn't act soon enough, right? And then yesterday, I'd forgotten about this. I think most people did. This clip of President Trump during the State of the Union is making all the rounds on social media now. I hope this makes it to television soon. This is President Trump during the State of the Union back in January when they were impeaching him. Listen to this.
Protecting Americans' health also means fighting infectious diseases. We are coordinating with the Chinese government and working closely together on the coronavirus outbreak in China.
So here we are in January. He's talking about coronavirus. I'd forgotten about that. And when I saw that clip yesterday from the State of the Union where he's talking about coronavirus, and he goes into some other details.
My administration will take all necessary steps to safeguard our citizens from this threat. We have launched ambitious new initiatives to substantially improve care for Americans with kidney disease, Alzheimer's.
Okay, then he goes on. So he was already working on it then. And what did Nancy Pelosi do at the end of that? He's out there in January talking about coronavirus. Nancy Pelosi stood up and tore the speech and tossed it down. Nothing in here. Uh-oh. Nancy busted again. I've never seen a public official as unstable as Nancy Pelosi. She is just so consumed with her rage at President Trump, she can't see straight. And I don't know what this is really about. I really don't. There's something more than we know. There's something more personal. There must have been something personal that happened with the two of them back when he was a donor. Because her anger towards him is just too out of proportion. He's a Republican, he's not part of the club. There's something more to it. And I don't know if we will ever know, but one day we will. One day we will. And I can't wait to find out because her tearing up that speech when he's talking about coronavirus tells you everything that you need to know about what's going on here. And that is President Trump is always right there in the beginning. He knows everything that's going on. You know, you watch these press briefings, which have become something it's a crazy thing. It's like when I was a kid and we didn't have VCRs or any of those things. You had to watch TV live. And if there was something coming on television, you couldn't have VCRs. You couldn't record things off television. You had to be home to watch it. So you would, plan your day around it. Oh, there's this new special. It's on TV tonight. We got to watch it. We'll never be able to see it again. We didn't know what VCRs were, any of that stuff. Remember those days? That's kind of what it's like for me with President Trump. okay? Kind of like me with President Trump. During this crisis, every day, they happen at different times. I try to find out when the White House press briefing is going to be with the president on the coronavirus, and boom, I'm out there. And I'll tell you where I'm watching it. I'm not watching it. I'm going to start watching it on One American News because I'm going to download that app for $5 a month when I get home today. But also I watch on YouTube because they follow the White House official YouTube channel. And you can pop it up on the TV or your mobile device. And when the press conference comes on, it just pops up and you don't have to hear all this yakking from these Trump-hating people like Chris Wallace on Fox or whoever else it is. You know, somebody in the chat room on YouTube Live made a comment. Why is Acosta asking questions in these press briefings if CNN is not interested enough to even carry them, right? That's a good question. Yeah, same goes for NBC News. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about Chris Cuomo having coronavirus. He's doing a show from his basement. There's some other celebrities that have been talking about coronavirus. About a week ago, it came out that a member of the White House press corps tested positive for coronavirus, and they've not released the name. Now, I'm not going to say who I think it is because I noticed there's been someone missing from the press briefings lately, but someone was in that room with coronavirus a week or two ago, and they've not been back since. They're in isolation. Does anyone know who that is? Has there been reporting on who it is? Why is the press covering that up? It's a very interesting thing. One of their own got coronavirus. It was mentioned by, they didn't mention the name, but President Trump even mentioned it one day early last week. I've heard a couple of reports of it without saying who it is. I think I know who it is because there's someone that I've noticed that has not been there in the last 2 weeks. So I'm assuming that's who it is. And they were in the press briefing room on a regular basis, it was reported, even though they didn't tell us who that. So why is the White House press corps not telling us who the person is that has coronavirus among their team? I find that very odd. You know, they don't want news covered in there. That's the problem. They don't want news covered. And when Trump comes in there every day, see, what Trump does that other Republicans prior to Trump were not able to do is he sets the narrative. In the past, the left, Republicans have been losers for a long time. We have not had a winner like Donald Trump, I don't think ever. I know they say Ronald Reagan. No, we've never had a winner like this because what President Trump, he did this on the campaign, but what he does still today is he commands the narrative, and he's doing it every day. And it's not an accident that he comes out around 5:30, 6 o'clock with these press briefings. He's coming in with the evening news, and he ends them so that everything in the news in prime time is about what he was bringing up in the press briefing. He has those timed perfectly. And, you know, it's an interesting thing, like when those generals and admirals came out with the Secretary of Defense. One thing about Trump that I've been talking about a lot is that he is always deferring to the experts, the doctors, the scientists, the military experts, but he gives up the podium to people constantly and then goes and stands off the side of the stage. I've never seen past presidents do this before Trump, and he's doing it every day. But, you know, another thing he's doing, he comes out kind of at the end of the business day, right? Between 5 and 6, the press briefing starts. It goes on for 2.5 hours. He had 2 briefings yesterday. Really, he did the one with the military, and then he did the second one, the medical briefing. So he did 2 briefings. And what happens, you get updated on everything he's done that day. It's amazing. Have you ever seen a president work so hard and get so much done and be involved in every action of things that were going on during a crisis? We've had a lot of crisis in this country over the years, a lot. And what most presidents do is they hide. They do not want press briefings because they don't want to be held accountable or ask tough questions. You know, during the last time there was a crisis like this, I would say the Iranian hostage crisis. I know you might say, well, 9/11. 9/11, you know, was kind of, we were able to move on from it sooner than this. because after a couple of weeks, we had some bearings on what was going on, and then the war started in Afghanistan not too long after, in December. A prolonged crisis. We have not had like this one since the Iranian hostage crisis. And even though I was a kid back then, I don't remember Jimmy Carter, when he was president, coming out and giving daily briefings and updates on what was going on with the crisis. Do you? No, they avoid the press because they're afraid. Not this guy. He comes out there every day and he tells you everything he's done that day. And he's surrounded by all the experts, and not just the experts, his advisors. And the press are able to ask every advisor of the president any question they want about anything, and then ask the president too. And they're getting very frustrated in there. That one girl, let me take a break because I looked at the clock. 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take a break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
I had two ball tires in the back of my Infiniti. So I called them up, and I always check prices first. Half the price of everybody else.
Half the price?
And
half the price at Friendly Tire. Wow.
half the price, and not only that, his tires, which nobody, the tires I've looked at, had any mileage guarantee. And his is 60,000 mile warranty. So
Wow.
they're not only half the price, the price is good.
So you're a repeat customer over there at Friendly Tire. You bought new tires, right? So you bought new tires, because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes. But you bought new tires, and they were half the price at Friendly Tire than at the other tire shops around town. That is phenomenal, and came with a 60,000 mile warranty on the tires. That's great. And of course, Friendly Tire, they never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
Everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody could buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right.
Without a doubt.
That's right. Listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
I'm attorney Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. Do you have a revocable living trust? If not, why not? Save time, save money, and avoid probate. Just $350 if you are single, and $450 for married couples. Call me. I have 5 offices throughout South Florida. The phone number is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. Again, 855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. You know, one thing that really aggravates the hell out of me about the coronavirus news coverage is it's all doom, gloom, and negative. And there are a lot of very positive stories out there, but they don't want positive stories. They don't want stories of hope. They want you to, be depressed and never leave your house again. And there have been many high-profile cases, and we've got an update on one of the most high-profile cases of coronavirus, and it's not even mentioned in the American media. And I'm reading it in a paper out of the UK, and it's buried, and it involves Prince Charles. Prince Charles is 71 years old. He got the coronavirus, and he gave a long-winded... I don't like Prince Charles. What he did to his son lately, he's a jerk, Prince Charles. After I saw that movie, The Queen... I had some sympathy for the royals, and I thought, oh, all right, they're like regular people. And then now I see how they were with William. You know why they don't like William? You know why they're upset at William? There's 2 reasons. One, He very well may not be Charles' son. He may be the son of that limo driver, Princess Diana. And the other one is he married a black girl who's passing as white. They don't like that. But anyway, Prince Charles is 71 years old and tested positive for coronavirus. And when this came out, I said, okay. I said, let's follow Prince Charles because he's older and he's high profile. Let's see how he does. Oh, did I say William? Oh, Harry. Does it matter? We broke away, right? I meant to say Harry, not William. William seems like a piece of work, too, the way he treated his brother. They're a bunch of jerks. But anyway, listen to this. So he's 71 years old, tested positive for coronavirus. He went on a very long-winded, televised speech yesterday, and buried in it, I'll read you this. This is in The Sun out of the UK. Prince Charles said this, quote, having recently gone through the process of contracting the coronavirus, luckily with relatively mild symptoms, I now find myself on the other side of the illness, but still in no less a state of social distance and general isolation. So he's recovered from coronavirus. 71-year-old man, never worked a day in his life, right? 71-year-old man got coronavirus, and we just found out he tested positive not that long ago. He tested positive back March 22nd. So just over a week ago, tested positive. And now he's over it. And he said he's over it. Why is that not a high-profile story? You know, there's a lot of high-profile stories of high-profile people getting coronavirus, and all you hear is they got coronavirus. You never hear the good story. I was talking over the weekend. I saw in the news Saturday morning, Tom Hanks and his wife returned to America from Australia. They got coronavirus. They recovered. Prince Charles is recovered. All these NBA players that were out there, we got corona. I'm assuming they recovered because I haven't heard any tragedy. Why are these stories not being promoted out there of people getting over it? And Prince Charles was a particular interest to me because of his age. He's in a very high-risk group at the age of 71, and he got over it. And I'd like to know from Prince Charles, and this is the information we're not getting, what treatment protocol was he under? What did doctors do for him? Why at the age of 71 was he able to get over it so quickly? In like a week, a little more than a week. What was the treatment protocol? What did doctors prescribe? I don't know. But no one from the press seems to want to ask, and Prince Charles is keeping it as a state secret, I guess, on how he got over coronavirus. It's a pandemic and it's a crisis, but there's a lot of positivity out there and a lot of hope. And the media don't want you to know about it. And I don't buy this, it bleeds, it leads. I think people are more interested, frankly, in positive news. I was watching last night on QVC, In the Kitchen with David. Any of you guys watch In the Kitchen with David on QVC? My wife and I, we always watch In the Kitchen with David. He's on Wednesdays. He's on Sundays. And he came out and he was talking about it. And the way they're doing QVC, they're still in business. They're doing everything they're doing. And David Venable is his name. And he's probably like the number one guy on QVC. If you watch QVC, you know who In the Kitchen with David is. And he came out and he says, listen, you need a break. He says, go on your social media, tell everybody we're on. We need a break from the news. I know I do. That's how we started In the Kitchen with David last night. The news is depressing. And what I've been now today I'm going to subscribe to One American News since the press corps tossed out the One American News reporter. But what I've been doing in the afternoons is pulling up on my TV the White House YouTube channel and the upcoming coronavirus update with Trump. And that's what I've been putting on my TV. And then I go about and do what I got to do around the house. And when the briefing comes on, it just pops up live. And I watch it, and then I turn it off. I don't watch the news after. I don't watch the news in the beginning. Now, I do have to be more involved with the news, I think, than most people because of what I do for a living. But I do most of that in the morning before the show. I do enjoy watching Governor Cuomo's press briefings because he's a complete lunatic. He went on another rant about his brother yesterday. Christopher, he calls him, pissed off at his brother. But, and he's such a lunatic. It's like, it's hard to believe that he's the governor of New York. And I don't understand why people in the media are so in love with Governor Cuomo. Governor Cuomo's state is in the worst shape of all of them. He's got more cases than anyone. He's got more cases than a lot of states put together. So why would anyone, and he got caught hoarding the ventilator, why would anyone look to Governor Cuomo for any advice on how to do anything involving coronavirus? His state's in the worst shape of all. But I do enjoy watching that. But I'm not watching the chatter that passes as news all day and all night. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's razor blade time you watch those people. I mean, they want to depress you. They want to bring you down. And you can even see it on the faces of a lot of the press corps during the press briefings. They're very, this new term Trump's using, snarky, an old word that's coming back into fashion because of Trump's snarky. You can see the looks on their face. They're pissed during the press briefings when the president is out there with these people. So I agree with In the Kitchen with David. Do not watch the news all day. I know a lot of you are working from home and things like this. Don't watch the cable news all day. It's not good for your health. It's good if you want to feel depressed. It's good to watch. If you want to be depressed, turn on the mainstream media and watch it all day, and they'll make you depressed. Mission accomplished. But if you want to know what's really going on, listen to the Steve Kane Show. Watch the president's briefings. That's what you need to do. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? I couple of things. Well, I always try to watch the president, but with the ignorance of the people, a lot of these still a lot of these people totally ignorant. And I see still people together all over the place, and I think that's got to be drummed through their head 24 hours a day. Stay the hell away from each other. Even the governor here is starting to wise up.
What do you mean the governor did not? What do you mean the governor DeSantis is starting to wise up? What does that mean?
By locking down the whole.
What's nothing? Florida is not locked down. I want to go through this again. Most everything is deemed essential. Most everything is deemed essential.
Go through the list of what you can do and what you can't do.
I did it in the first hour. I'll do it again. But it's pretty much everything except bars, nail salons.
Martial law in this country, because then the whole country has some wised up.
Martial law? Wised up? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm explaining what I'm telling you. You say, don't watch this. The streets are empty all over the place in this country. And you say, don't watch this.
See, you are a prime example. Okay, Richie, I watched QVC last night. Yeah, that's right. Watched QVC last night.
What's David? So here we go. But and I like to be informed of what the hell is going on, okay? The bottom line is this.
Now, hold on a second. Informed. Okay. What In the Kitchen with David I was watching during prime time. Hold on. I was watching In the Kitchen with David last night. You were watching the mainstream media because you want to be informed. What did I miss? What did I miss between 8 and 10?
What did you miss? You don't like the professional doctors? I watch Fox.
Okay, no. What did they say news means new, right? News, N-E-W. During that 8 to 10 o'clock primetime block, what was broadcast that you saw on Fox that was new, that you didn't know, that informed you about something you did not know?
Well, they talk about the governor. They talk about the governor of New York. That basically, Fox. They basically say that he's a crybaby.
Well, that's not news. That's not new. That's idle gossip about things we already said. You said you want to be informed about what's going on. So what did they have between the 8 to 10 o'clock hour that was new? N-E-W, and then we'll throw the S on to make it the plural, news. What was new?
All right. Let me ask you. You asked me what's new.
Yeah.
Come on. What do they put? Cuomo on every day. Can you tell me why?
I do watch Cuomo. I watch Cuomo every day. Governor Cuomo. I love Cuomo's press conferences. The reason they put Cuomo's press conferences on every day, there's two reasons. One, they're very entertaining. That's one. Okay, they are, because he's a lunatic. And two, he depresses people and sets a narrative of end days. You listen to Cuomo. I heard him the other day. The whole country's going to be like New York. It's not just me. It's going to be everywhere. We're all going to, I mean, so the media want people to be depressed. Press conference, 2 days ago, press conference with Trump. Acosta was upset that Donald Trump wasn't depressing people enough. And he says, I want to give people hope. And there's a lot of hope out there. Cuomo, go ahead.
And you're so far off on this one. You have an opinion like I have an opinion. But I think my opinion at this time is a little stronger than your opinion.
Okay.
On every day for one reason only.
Depress people. Depress people and set a narrative of destruction. That's the primary purpose of having him on.
They are trying to run him for president of the United States because what they have out there, they show.
Listen here. The president, Cuomo's done nothing except make things worse. The president has set up 4 hospitals, mobile hospitals in New York, including one in the park, okay? What has Cuomo done?
Again, is they're trying to they're propping him up because Biden.
I get that, but that's not the main reason they have him on. You put every day Cuomo comes on, and it's doom and gloom, and we're all dead. I compare him to Bill Paxton and Aliens. We're all gonna die, man. We're all gonna die. Remember, I was telling that to Steve the other day. He is a negative guy who's depressing people. And I'll tell you another thing: that refrigerator truck that they put the bodies in, that has no business being on television.
Up to run for office because Biden can't even say a sentence right now. And I gotta tell
Well, let Cuomo come on. Let him run for president. The man whose territory, whose state, has the worst of the worst so far as coronavirus. Yeah, that's great. That's a great candidate.
Well, that's what they're going to do, believe it or not. I guarantee you this is coming right before our eyes because Biden is collapsing.
See, you like to be depressed. You like to be upset. You want to live in the end days, and that's why you are watching it all day so they can program your mind. All right, Richie, I got to run for a break. 9 minutes before 8, I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175
I'm
a tire.
5 subs away from 4,100, so if you're not subscribed, subscribe if you don't mind.
Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too.
What?
Starting at just $30 for most cars.
I'm not sure yet. I was...
Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
We are chatting today with Frank, the owner of 2 magnificent Ace Hardware stores. One, Deerfield Beach, 365 South Federal Highway, about a quarter of a mile south of Hillsborough on the west side of Federal Highway. And the other, Beach Ace Hardware, located at 232 Commercial Boulevard, half a block west of A1A in Lauderdale by the sea. How many years have you owned this business?
I've been in the hardware business for over 40 years, Steve.
If I have a home project that I'm doing, there are so many around the house, that's the big thing today. What's the difference of my experience if I go to Ace Hardware as opposed to these major impersonal chain stores?
Oh, there's a huge difference. The basic difference is customer service. We're an old-time fashion hardware.
Steve, you got to shut your door.
Experience.
You got to shut your door.
In our stores, our employees are just top-notch. They're can come into the store and you can get somebody that knows what they're doing, somebody that will like to work with you, they'll find you the right project, the right pieces, the right the first time, so you can get in and out with the right material.
There are lots of Ace Hardware stores, but there are only 2 that are advertising with the Steve Kane Show. We're talking about the Deerfield location, a quarter of a mile south of Hillsborough Boulevard on the west side of Federal, and of course the Beach Ace Hardware located at 232 Commercial Boulevard, a half block west of A1A in Lauderdale by the Sea. Very, very special locations. Be sure to mention Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on
All right. We are back. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve joining us. Okay, now I did this in the first hour. I'm going to do this again. It's very important. Very important. I want to tell you, all of the Steve Kane Show sponsors are deemed essential businesses by Governor DeSantis' order. So every sponsor is open. You may have to make an appointment at 1 or 2 places, but every sponsor, including Wings Plus, open for takeout at the Ramblewood location. Now, I want to go through this because yesterday, Governor DeSantis, I've been telling you for a long time that Governor DeSantis is being groomed to run for president or vice president by Trump. And he had a conversation. There's been a lot of pressure put on DeSantis lately to shut down the state of Florida. And I want to go through, I talked about this in the first hour, but I want to recap it for people that are just tuning in, like Richie. Shame on you. What an embarrassment. 6 o'clock's when the show starts, man. Get with the program. You're late, Richie. But anyway, I have very good information about when Florida is going to be open at 100%, which I'll recap in a minute. But so Ron DeSantis talked to Trump yesterday. They had a conference call, and then I get a big blast on the internet. Governor DeSantis signs executive order, Florida under lockdown. And this is being promoted all over the world in the press, not just America, that Florida is under lockdown. And what that implies is that we're basically under house arrest unless you're an essential business. It is true that only essential businesses are allowed to be open, but according to Ron DeSantis' executive order, you are very hard-pressed to find a business that is not deemed essential. I'm going to go through this list. This is in the Sun Sentinel, which is a liberal rag. They call it a newspaper, but I've read the Sun Sentinel more in the last 2 weeks than I've read in the last 10 years. And once this crisis is over, I'll stop reading the Sun Sentinel again because you guys suck. But they got an article today about, and this is from the Sun Sentinel, the complete list of essential businesses allowed to be open in South Florida. Okay? So, Richie, we're under lockdown, man. We're under lockdown. We can't leave. Well, Richie, no, we're not. Listen. Now, this is the complete list. Sun Sentinel researched this. Essential businesses allowed to be open in South Florida. Healthcare providers, including hospitals, doctors, and dentist offices. So, I mean, I'll mention some of our sponsors as we do this. This is Brighton Dental. This is the Soul Authority. This is Dr. Mitch Matez. Any of the medical sponsors here on the Steve Kane Show, deemed essential. By the way, Simply Natural, Richard Pearl, all deemed essential.
The Soul Authority, bear in mind, they do home calls.
Yeah, they do house calls, but you can still go to their office now. So let me go through this list. This is what has been deemed essential under Ron DeSantis' lockdown order that they keep talking about. Healthcare providers, including hospitals, doctors, and dentist offices, urgent care centers, clinics, rehabilitation facilities, that's the EDGE, physical therapists, mental health professionals, psychiatrists, and therapists, that's Dr. Lemaski, pharmacies, blood banks, medical cannabis facilities, they can't shut those down, I guess, healthcare device manufacturers, eye care centers, home health care providers, reproductive health care providers, that's your abortion clinics, and medical transport services. Retail sales of household consumer products, including grocery stores, farmers markets, farm and produce stands, supermarkets, food banks, convenience stores, food cult. Now again, Sun Sentinel, this is the list of essential businesses. I'm sorry to talk fast, but the list is so long. Food cultivation, including farming, livestock, and fishing. Businesses that provide food, shelter, and social services to the homeless or otherwise economically needy.
These are the ones exempted from the...
These are, yeah. Yeah. Newspapers, television, radio, and other media, that's us. Gas stations, auto supply and auto repair stores, that's Friendly Tire. New and used auto dealerships. Banks and related financial institutions, hardware stores, that's Beach Ace Hardware in Deerfield, contractors, other tradesmen, appliance repair personnel, home security firms, fire and water damage control restoration, which is basically like carpet cleaners and stuff, public adjusters, exterminators, and others who maintain the safety and sanitation of homes and other buildings. Businesses providing mailing and shipping services, so all your UPS type stores. Private colleges, technical schools and trade schools, laundromats, dry cleaners, restaurants for takeout and delivery, which is Wings Plus, Ramblewood location. Office supply stores that sell goods to people that people need to work from home, which is basically every retail outlet. Because every retail, even a convenience store has something you'll use in your home office. Businesses that supply other essential businesses. Businesses that deliver groceries, food, goods, or services to residences. Airlines, taxis, and other private transportation providers. That's Uber and Lyft. Home-based care for seniors, adults, and children. Assisted living facilities, nursing homes, senior living centers, adult daycare. Professional services such as legal or accounting. That's Barry Siegel. Landscaping and pool care businesses. Child care facilities. Businesses operating airports, seaports, and government facilities, pet supply stores, logistics providers, including warehouses, trucking, consolidators, fumigators, and handlers, telecommunication providers, including sales of computer or telecommunication devices. That's every cell phone and electronic store in the state, excluded. Again, this is the complete list of essential businesses allowed to be open during what we've been told is it's a lockdown where everything's unlocked. Open construction sites, office space and administrative support for essential businesses. That's every office in the state, every business office open for business. Agricultural, engineering, land surveying services, factories, bottling plants, waste management services. What? Oh yeah, I meant to mention that one. Yeah, any lab. Yeah, any lab test now of Boca, any lab test now of Coral Springs, open for business. Marinas, boat launches. Oh, I thought they said marinas were closed on T. I guess that was fake news. Marinas, boat launches, docking, fueling, and marine supply. Any business that interacts with customers through electronic devices. Veterinarians, pet boarding facilities, hotels, motels, commercial lodging, mortuaries, funeral homes, cemeteries, alcoholic beverage sales, firearm and ammunition supply. Businesses providing services to local, state, or federal government. Everything is open for business under this executive lockdown order except bowling alleys, I'm not making that up, skating rinks, movie theaters, hair and nail salons and barber shops and bars and strip clubs, okay? But everything else is open for business in Florida. Now, one last thing before we break. I know I went over this in the first hour, but I want to get it out there because I know everybody doesn't listen for all 3 solid hours. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. But this will sound petty to people, but it's true. The number one tourist destination in the world is Walt Disney World here in Orlando, and it's huge to the Florida economy, not just for Walt Disney World itself and their property, but the surrounding area. And Walt Disney has been in Florida for 49 years. They are very much in touch with local, state, and federal government because it's the number one tourist destination in America and on the planet. Walt Disney World yesterday, and I tried this out, they announced you can make reservations starting June 1st. For June 1st. I called up yesterday and I canceled it 5 minutes later. You can make a hotel reservation at any Walt Disney World Orlando hotel right now. I called yesterday, made a reservation for June 1st. You can make a reservation for any hotel at Walt Disney World. I canceled it right after, but I wanted to see if we could do it so I could talk to you guys about it. Walt Disney, well, because it's Monday, June 1st, we're going to be at work. A day off? A day off. Well, we'll find out. But Walt Disney, they opened up reservations yesterday, and I I called instantly as soon as the story broke, got a reservation at one of the luxury resorts for about half price. I promise you call today, it's going to be close to full price because hotel reservations fluctuate on supply and demand. Walt Disney World would not be taking reservations for June 1st, where people are giving them money, okay? And disappoint tens of thousands of people. They have so many hotel rooms there. So Walt Disney has gotten word from the government that June 1st is a go date. Now, I don't know if Walt Disney World is going to open up for normal business like usual. They're going to come up with some social distancing policy, reduce crowd size, and things like this. We don't know yet. But they are taking money from people worldwide to stay at Walt Disney World hotels June 1st. And the reason I did this, because I was a little unclear, can you make a reservation for June 1st, or will they start taking them on June 1st for a future date? No, call right now and test me on this. Make a reservation for June 1st if there are any left. Okay, they're probably going to be filled up real quick. But that is a big indicator as to when things are going to get back to normal. And you know what? It fits in exactly with what President Trump said the other day. I don't think so. He said 30 days. He said in May, things will be getting back to normal. It'll take some time, but by June 1st, things will be good to go like a normal day. And Walt Disney, I'm telling you, they would not be taking money and disappointing thousands upon thousands of people, giving them money to stay there on June 1st. So the word that's come down is June 1st. And that's a very, very good indicator of when things will be not reopening, back to normal June 1st. Things are going to open May 1st, like the president said, but there's going to be a little transition. And that transition is going to be the month of May. I thought that Disney World reservations make it on June 1st should be big. But see, the press don't want you to look at things in a positive way. They want everything negative, like Richie. They want you to have the razor blades out. They want you to start drinking. They want you, you could tell by how upset they are that the flow of cocaine is going to be slowed yesterday. That really upset them. They want you to be on drugs. They want you to be drinking. They want you depressed. They don't want any positivity during this crisis. All right. We'll take a break. It's a little late. I apologize. We'll be right back. Steve here. I'm Brian. Don't go anywhere.
1.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
This is Lori Kane. And
Steve Kane Show.
About Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot.
Oh, hey, Barry, hold on. Barry Siegel. Barry Siegel.
I was afraid of the cost, but I went to Brighton Dental for my free.
Barry Siegel when we come back.
By the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633.
Did you mention it yesterday?
You can visit them.
Did you talk to him about it yesterday?
And tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority.
Okay.
At this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by
All right, we're coming back. Barry Siegel.
with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices in South Florida, including downtown Fort Lauderdale, Coral Gables, and downtown Miami. 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve
All right.
Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
And here he is, Mr. Siegel. How are you this fine day?
Good morning, Steve. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, to tell you the truth.
Okay, good. Well, I know we're all doing that social distancing and staying home and making sure that we ourselves don't get infected and our loved ones. And so one of the things that we found is planning ahead for many people, judging from the calls we've been getting, has gone from being something that people feel they should do to something they feel they must do. it's become a much more urgent concern for many people, and of course, we're here to help those who are looking to make sure that this must is taken care of. We are doing phone consultations, Steve. We're doing video consultations. So the bottom line is we can do your free consultation still and make sure it's being done in a safe manner. Just one other thing that we are doing currently under this situation we're in is we really show a great deal of gratitude to those folks who are out there making sure that we are all taking care of our healthcare workers, our first responders, and we want to show our thanks and gratitude by offering them free healthcare surrogates and free living wills. So all they need to do is call us. I believe we may have a link on our website already. If not, it'll be up today. And just call us and we will make sure that they get that. So for those of you who haven't done anything yet or haven't updated your estate plan, now is an excellent time to do it. And again, we could take care of it in a very safe manner by phone or video conferencing call or set up a free appointment.
Here is the number to call. Wow, what was that?
It's called static. Yeah.
Sounds. Now I'm going to give you the not so strange sound of Barry's number, 1-855-FLA is in Florida, 3782. Counselor, have a good day, and we'll speak soon, all right?
All right, you got it, Steve. Take care.
Take care, all right.
Oh, man.
We are back.
Oh, boy, I tell you. You're one of these people that watch the news all day, too. It's all depressing.
That's exactly right, and it is not depressing. I mentioned it's turned around. There's been a turnaround in the news in the last 2 days. Last night was not bad.
Oh, really? What was the turnaround?
The turnaround was the emphasis was more on the end of this thing than the beginning, and there was a lot of encouragement and attitude and some hope. I mean, it wasn't as, look, Trump does a fabulous job. There's no getting around it. He has a way, you hit it right on the head earlier. He has a way of setting the agenda the way he wants it. And he is successful at that, and he is fencing with Cuomo, on the other hand, who's trying to make some kind of...
He's a boob.
Well, they know that Biden is... You know, it's funny when they talk about Hillary, you know, can you imagine Hillary dealing with this thing? Forget Hillary. Imagine Biden. Just close your eyes and imagine, God forbid, the exact same scenario as we have now and everything, and Biden is in charge. With his thing, you know, where they push him out there and he looks like they've woken him up from, he's sitting in a chair by the corner of the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's your turn, and he kind of recites some half-assed stupid.
Yesterday, during the Trump press conference, one reporter said, Joe Biden says he wants to talk to you about what to do. Will you take his call from Vice President? And he's like, yeah, I take his call. What's Joe Biden going to offer? Joe Biden apparently wants to talk to Trump. He's got...
Is he going to do it?
He said he'll take the call.
Yeah, but Biden won't make it.
Biden can't remember the number to his old work.
About the last thing Joe Biden wants to do is get involved in an interchange on this catastrophe.
Jimmy Fallon had a funny joke last night about Joe Biden. He said Joe Biden is campaigning from home. He keeps shaking his wife's hand and asking her where she's from, you know, because he doesn't recognize his wife.
It's not funny. I mean,
It's sad.
Because it's not real. If it was real, it would be as far from funny as you can get.
Cuomo is not going to be a hero when this is all over. When this is over, 6 months or a year from now, and people look back at what happened in New York, Cuomo is going to look like what he is, an incompetent, corrupt public official.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. They're going to find warehouses of supplies that he was hoarding. They're going to find all kinds. You know, Trump did something yesterday that has him freaked out. He said yesterday in the press conference, Trump, is he's telling suppliers to send things directly to the hospitals now, not warehouses.
Right. So they don't get stolen along the way.
Yeah, like in Puerto Rico. Yeah. And I'm sure Cuomo and his friends, that's terrifying to them. If it goes to the hospitals, we don't get to hoard it and keep it and give it to our friends or whatever they do with it. No, Cuomo is gonna go down as a bum, and there's gonna be, when this is over, there's gonna be a mass exodus from New York too, in particular New York City. There's gonna be mass exodus because people are there, they're trapped, and it's been complete chaos for them.
Look, New Yorkers who are still there, who haven't left before this.
Well, they can't leave now.
Well, I don't mean that. I'm talking about over the years. New York's been a hellhole for a long time.
Yeah, but they haven't been locked in during a pandemic. Yeah, yeah. And Cuomo's going to take, this is the thing. He's out there taking all the credit, which means he's going to take all the blame in New York. And yet one of the reporters, it was day before yesterday, started to blame Trump for the conditions in New York. He says, I gave him 4 hospitals. I just built 4 hospitals there for him. He's getting everything.
Well, there's kind of an interesting enigma connected with this situation, Adam. I mean, Cuomo makes the point that he was elected to office to represent the interests of New Yorkers, and that's his primary focus. And he uses that to justify just what he's doing, which is favoring New Yorkers and putting them first.
But he's not putting them first. He's putting himself first. Everything that has happened in New York has not been because of Cuomo. It's all been Trump. The hospital ship, the supplies, the 4 hospitals. Cuomo, all I hear Cuomo is, I can't get the ventilators. I'm busy. I can't get this. I can't get that. Trump is sending everything. Trump is doing everything for New York, not Cuomo. Now, Cuomo hasn't. I can't think of one thing Cuomo has done. Everything has been Trump.
Can we talk to the people? I would like to speak to the people.
Well, if they would like to call, they can call in. Yeah.
Especially, I'm interested in talking to supporters of Mario Cuomo.
You mean Andrew Cuomo? Mario's the father. Yeah. Governor Cuomo. He is his dad, and he was a jerk too, with a big mouth. He's not his dad, though.
What's the latest update on? I missed that. It broke my heart not to be here yesterday because I still haven't heard that
What?
film of one Cuomo putting down the brother.
Oh, that was brutal. I mean, I played it yesterday. It was so 38 minutes. No, it's not that long. No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, if we have a chance.
I don't have all of it here today. I got some of it, but he's embarrassed by his brother because he went out and got sick, and he's trying to tell everybody, "Don't leave your house." And he calls him Christopher now because he's pissed off. Went out and got sick, and he even talked about how he was putting the life of their mother at risk, Matilda. It was really brutal.
Matilda's become a fixture in everybody's life.
Oh yeah. Steve Kane show.
Manipulating string, Matilda, my mom.
Yeah, what's your name? Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. I mean, he went through this whole thing. Went through his whole life story about what a disappointment Chris Cuomo was to his dad and to him, and how he followed his star, not what Dad wanted him to do, and then at the end he said, and then he talks about how he endangered the mother by and then he says now he's in the basement by himself. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's unforgettable. I would never talk to him again if I were Chris Cuomo. They hate each other. There's been a couple of exchanges with him on Chris Cuomo's show in the last few months. They hate each other.
Did this rivalry or this ill feeling, did it exist before this whole
Oh yeah, there's been a couple of interviews in the last few weeks with the governor on his brother's show, and they hate each other. You want to take some calls? Yeah. All right. Speaking of Chris's, Chris, you're on the radio. It's not Chris Cuomo, is it?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you.
I'm from Westchester County. Westchester County, White Plains, and trust me, that whole family, I don't have many good things to say about it, but I'm glad I got out of there when I went off to college and never came back. My family's still up there paying tremendous taxes, but no, I left, and I only go to visit every couple of years. I'm really not interested in New York. And both those Cuomo, Andrew, Chris, and everyone else are just spoiled brats, trust fund babies, and would have never done nothing on their own.
No, I don't know. I don't remember what Mario Cuomo did before he was governor, but he must have done something. He wasn't just a trust fund baby like these two guys.
Well, I mean, but he was a career-seeking, politics. They went up the line. He was no better than.
But he was a failure because everything he did, Mario Cuomo, was about to be. He wanted to be president, and it never happened. And he never got the nomination either. And now Andrew Cuomo, the current governor, he's got his eye on the nomination for 2024. And I don't think he's a favorite to get it. I think things are going to come out that are so bad about New York after this is over. He's going to be done.
Choice to make is whether to try to run this time. Don't forget.
Not this time.
People are not seeing things, I don't think, in a proper perspective now. Because of this viral tragedy, or whatever you want to call it, this is going to have an amazing effect on the chemistry of the presidential race. Because this thing it looks like it's going to be real close to the election. By the time it's over, by the time things.
Governor Cuomo doesn't want this time. By the way, thanks for the call, Chris. Governor Cuomo doesn't want the nomination this time. He wants it next time. Next time.
Striking while the iron is hot. Don't forget, they still got Pelosi, and there's going to be a whole other round of hearings. And there's going to be a whole campaign they're going to launch.
The Democrats are done. Right now, President Trump is on TV every day for about 2.5 hours. His approval rating of handling the crisis is over 60%. And
It hasn't started yet. Do you know what's going to happen at the end of this?
Trump's going to be a hero. And what's happening is, and this isn't just me, others are talking about this, because so many people are working at home or not working right now, people are watching Trump that never follow the news. And they thought they hated him, and they are not only approving of him and like him, they approve of the job he's doing. And that has them free. We got a break, Steve. We're really late.
Hold on, let me just say. In other words, you're thinking that when the race starts and after the emergency is over, you think that the Democrats are going to sit by and...
Oh, no, they're going to try stuff, but they're done. They're done.
Oh, they've been done for 3 years, and there's always a new scandal and a new... Anyway, let's take the break. We will be back. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Will return after this.
Does your life insurance policy only pay someone if you die? The new life insurance policies allow you to access your benefits even while you were still alive. Due to changes in the insurance industry, all life insurance carriers in 2020 have adjusted their premiums to your advantage. Life insurance rates have been lowered due to the updated mortality tables. People are living longer in America, and that means life insurance premiums are lower. Call Debbie and Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080 to learn more and for a free review of your existing life insurance policy. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet.
Just gotta do it after. I can't. What's the problem?
This is Lori.
Can we do it after the show?
Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
I gotta tell you, that list of Steve Kane sponsors is really something that is helpful when you have an emergency.
Oh, yeah.
I got a call last night from my daughter Adrian. She lives up in the Del Rey area. And she's had a very, very difficult year health-wise. And I called on a couple of my sponsors to, to see what they can do to help her out. She had a problem with her toe. They operated on her foot. It's like, it's hard to describe this, but the way she describes it, it's like she's got a new toe growing up between her fourth and her fifth toe or something.
Oh, she's got a 6 toe?
That's what it looks like.
Oh,
It's
gross.
horribly painful.
Oh, ugh, yuck.
They found some kind of podiatrist there in Central Florida, and she got back yesterday and she's confused. They took all the pictures they had. They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. I said, not to worry. I said, I've got a sponsor that will go. They're so tired of hearing me say that. I've got a sponsor that'll take care of that right away.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that. I had to send up all the x-rays and everything.
Are you going to bring her down here to go to the Soul Authority?
Well, that's not the first step. The first step is I'm getting all her
Records, yeah.
records up here. And Dr. White and what a tremendous staff.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
They'll take a look at them. At least I'll get an answer.
If she stays at your house when she's in town, they can do the house call to your house.
You're kidding me.
They'll do house. Well, Soul Authority does house call.
That I know, but I didn't realize.
No. To your house. If Adrian comes and stays with you at your house, they'll do the house call to your house in Cooper City. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. 6 toes. Ugh.
She said that's what it looks like.
No.
And it hurts.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it hurts. It's unnatural.
Dr. White will take care
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
So I'll keep you posted.
Oh. Just don't show us any photographs. I don't want to see that. So,
You so squeamish lately?
I'm always squeamish. I just don't like any of that stuff.
No, I'm telling you, it's all the bad news, the depressing tone of the news peaked last night.
You think so?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, even though there are still people dying, but you get the feeling you're on the downside of the hill.
Well, the thing is, we can't. Well, first off, we're not in a lockdown. I mean, this lockdown is so ridiculous. I mean, it's there's going to be. It's just bizarre.
First of all, anything that's medical.
Everything is non-essential.
We have all medical things covered with those plans. Anything that's medical is.
Not just that. Everything is exempt except bars, bowling alleys, hair and nail salons, and barbershops. Everything else.
Anything you need that's medical is.
But anything you need, anything like Ace Hardware in Deerfield and Beach, everything is open. Okay, everything is open. Not just doctors, everything. The country is not shut down, and most people are working. Like your daughter's working from home. She works for a cruise line. Not Celebrity that we cruise on. She works for another cruise line, but she's working from home. And I talk to a lot of people. They're working from home. There's a shortage on getting computers and routers and computer equipment because they've been selling out like crazy. But it's absolutely amazing what's going on in this country when you look at the news. Florida is not under a lockdown like you think. I mean, if you watch the news, you think we are under house arrest.
I give you credit for
Steve Kane Show.
explaining that to me. Brian is.
Oh man! All right, let's talk to Joe from Boca.
Joe, what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate and follow up on this, the Broward, Miami,
Steve Kane
and
Show.
Palm Beach County being closed, so to speak.
Right.
Every day
Oh, no.
I go out, I see dozens of landscaping trucks. 5, 6, 7 guys jumping in a landscaping truck.
Yeah, that's right. That's excluded. The guys that mow the lawns, they're excluded.
They live in a house with another 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, and then they go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And they get the food, and they get the gas, and they spread the coronavirus. So this whole thing about us being shut down is poppycock, as they say.
The only thing that is shut down, other than the bars and the strip clubs and the hair salons and nail salons, are a lot of the tourist locales. You know what I mean? Because they don't want the tourists coming down. But not even all the beaches are closed. You think they are, but they're not. But Florida is open for, and big surprise, Floridians don't go to the beach that much. The tourists, it's like New Yorkers don't go to the Statue of Liberty.
Those big crowds off the beach, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're open for business.
Yeah, and another thing, can you confirm, I've heard about in regards to New York, that they have thousands of ventilators in a warehouse and they just need to be distributed. I've heard that.
Yeah, no, Cuomo owned up to that. He's hoarding ventilators, yeah.
Okay, so they have ventilators and they just haven't distributed them.
Yeah.
They're trying to blame that on Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to try to hang everything on Trump. You know that. This is going to be their presidential campaign. That's going to be it. They're going to have a couple of weeks when this is pretty well cleared out. A couple of weeks of negative campaigning against our favorite president, Mr. Trump, and that's going to be it. And it's all going to focus on misstating his contribution, which basically boiled down to saving South Florida.
Trump has one ace card up his sleeve, and that ace card is Joe Biden. If you've heard Joe Biden talk, he's losing it. He can't formulate a sentence.
Well, the Democrats, the biggest issue the Democrats really thought they had against Trump, other than the economy, is the border. Most every American is going to agree with securing the southern border now, after this pandemic. So that's all done. That's not even a controversy anymore.
There's not going to be any controversy. They're going to put Cuomo up, and
No way.
that open convention we've been hearing about forever.
He's not going to want that. Cuomo doesn't want the nomination this time. No way.
He's going to strike now. He's got an ideal chance. There might as well be nobody running in the Democratic Party. That's how bad Biden is. They can't put him up there, and they're going to.
Biden can't even talk to MSNBC. Imagine if he goes up against Donald Trump in a debate or actual journalists who have.
Do you agree that
what the hell are you talking about?
Do you agree that by the time this thing is over, the Democrats are going to make Cuomo the candidate?
Yeah, I do agree, because they're going to pull out Biden due to health reasons. He can't take it. He can't handle it. We need to have an open convention.
Hey, there you go.
And they're
Steve, just want to remind you, we got to try to keep it a little. The last couple of days, we went a little too long, so he wants to try to keep it a little short.
New York City,
and it'll be a race. It'll be a race.
Yeah. Now, we were talking about all the essential businesses, which include all the Steve Kane sponsors. But right now, on the line, thanks for the call, by the way, we have Richard Pearl from Simply Natural, an essential business.
I know I saw yesterday, went in there, did a little shopping, make sure my immune system is up to the coming days ahead. Richard, how are you? Are you there?
I've got a lot. I'll make it brief, but I'm good. I always like seeing you. I really enjoy seeing you. I want to see Brian more, but I truly enjoy seeing you. First of all, before I get into the nutrition side of things, and we are an essential business, and we are open. We're open 7 days a week from 11 to 9 p.m., although last night I was there much later. First, I'm an ex-stockbroker. I was a broker during the 87 crash, so I'm looking at life in a different perspective than many, and I've experienced a lot of different crashes. So right now I'm long the stock market, I'm long gold. I really like gold. And I think we're nearer to a floor than farther away, so I'll soon be selling naked puts, and I'll sell them like candy. Those of you who know what I'm talking about will appreciate what I just said. Separately, sadly, I had a customer die yesterday from the coronavirus. We sent her supplies a day before she died, so she never got to use them. But she had underlying problems. She's a beautiful person, just a beautiful person inside and out. And her name is June. And I just wanted to say that because if you know people, and this really haunted me in the sense that people who have underlying health issues are the ones at risk. The majority of people are not, but the people with underlying health issues. And so separate of the fact that there's a coronavirus, let's work on helping people with underlying health issues. There are a lot of natural products that can boost the immunity of these people so that they're not in a situation where if something new comes into their life that's bad, it'll cause detrimental harm to an extreme. So there are a lot of things, Simply Natural is a lot more than just helping with the coronavirus. We help with very many areas. And unlike the medical community, we're looking for solutions, not symptom benefit. One last thing I want to bring up, we're going to be getting the N95 masks. They're going to be surgical grade. They're certified FDA approved. We're going to be getting some. If you're interested, we're going to limit the amounts because we want to make them available to medical people and also to police force and such. But we should be getting some in. So if you want to leave your name with us, they're going to be very inexpensive. I'm not looking to make money on this stuff, but we're going to be very inexpensive. You can call us at Simply Natural, and we'll take your name down. If we do get them like we were promised, we'll make them available. You can call us at 954-741-4045. Again, 954-741-4045.
Appreciate it so much, Richard. You take care and keep up the good work. I'm hearing great things about you guys, all right?
I appreciate all of you.
You take care. Richard Perot from Simply Natural.
That's right. By the way, located just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University Drive in Sunrise. You can't miss it. I left one thing off. It wasn't on the Sun Sentinel list. The Sun Sentinel had a list of essential businesses open, and there was one they didn't list. If they did, I missed it. Ron DeSantis also excluded from the list houses of worship. Yeah. I'm reading this off TMZ. Governor Ron DeSantis might have just helped out the megachurch pastor who got busted for holding massive services this weekend. Remember, we were talking about that guy a couple days ago. Because in the statewide guidelines on what is and is not an essential business, it turns out places of worship is an essential place, according to DeSantis' order. So churches are open. Freedom of Constitution. Yeah. Fauci was talking about sporting events over the summer being open.
I've had my ex and I have had we have a business. This is a business, believe it or not. And we've had up until now, a real good accountant. Well, it does everything. Neither of us are inclined positively when it comes to the paperwork. And to make a long story short, we went to, we got to find out about applying for this thing that businesses have. That's one of the reasons it's really going to save the United States in terms of the economic consequences, is that you're going to have people who are.
You're talking about the $2 trillion stimulus?
$2 trillion. I don't want all of it. And we called, long story short, I called up our accountant more than 10 years. And this is a real relation that goes way back. We've never had any problems before. Borderline rude. I'm sorry, we're too busy. We can't think. Everyone's calling. In Canada, it's like the lifeblood of your business and all this kind of stuff. Here, when push comes to shove in a real emergency, our accountant's too busy to see us. Sorry about that. Sorry about all the money we've spent over the years, paying for our services. We're just going to forget all about that. It just really annoys me.
Yeah.
So, in short, I'm in the market for a new accountant. But somebody who's not, when an emergency shows up, who's not going to say, what emergency? Oh, that emergency. We got too many calls on that. Don't have time to give you service.
Yeah.
Angers me. Just angers me. So if you know a great accountant, somebody really special, give us a call. I've got Dr. Lamaski looking for me and all that. She'll find somebody good. We'll find somebody good, right, Brian?
I guess, yeah, I will. Well, no, we were hoping, because, you know, we deal with a lot of business owners and stuff, and a lot of business owners are looking for an accountant to help them with this thing that the president signed, and your guy just seemed to be just rude, just nasty, nasty. But, you know, I'll tell you this, though. When you look at everything that's going on in Florida, you know, this June 1st thing with Walt Disney World is the biggest indicator as to what's going to happen with business. So things are going to be open again in May. May's going to be, it's going to take a while. It's going to be a gradual people getting back to normal because we've changed so much. You know what I mean?
You say first day Disney's going to be full.
I would bet their hotel reservations are filling up really good. They've got thousands upon thousands of hotel rooms up there. I mean, I don't even know how many, but they're tens of thousands. So yeah.
Do you think it's going to open day, the headline in the paper?
Disney full. I think Walt Disney World is going to limit their crowd size. They're going to limit the number of people that let into the park. They're not going to just. They have a limit based on their capacity, but they.
Does that send the right message?
Yeah, because social distancing. They'll come up with some social distancing. I don't know what they're going to do. Well, I was talking about this yesterday when you weren't here. Some retail stores, like grocery stores and retailers, they're making changes to have grocery aisles that are one way. You can't walk both ways on the aisles. They're going to have one-way aisles now, so people don't pass each other.
What is the purpose of that?
So people don't pass each other. Social distancing. You can't walk both ways on the aisle, only one way, so there's no passing.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what people are going to do. That when they open up Walt Disney World, the line is going to be all the way here to South Florida. The Disney World fanatics, they'll be lined up, believe me. Yeah, I go a lot. I go once or twice a month to Walt Disney World.
So good at owning your shortcomings since you've been working with.
What's a shortcoming with going to Walt Disney World?
You're a Disney fanatic.
Not a fanatic. I just like to go.
You live 4 hours away.
No, I don't. 2.5. 2.5. If you're driving 4 hours, it's 2.5. From door to door, 2.5. That's nothing. 2.5. Please, it's nothing.
With no speed.
I always travel the speed limit.
Why are you smart?
I do. I don't speed. You just drive under the speed limit. You drive under the speed limit. No, I leave my house about 5. I get there about 7:30. Place opens up at 8. I'm there. You know, but June.
If you were 12, maybe.
They've got that Star Wars land now. Are you kidding me?
Star Wars land.
Are you kidding me? You get to walk on the Millennium Falcon. You get to fly the Millennium Falcon. Are you kidding me?
Sure that, you actually get to fly in the original Millennium.
It is the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. It's on loan from Chewbacca. Well, I don't buy tickets. I've got an annual pass, so I get to park. You know, it's very cheap. The annual pass. You have to buy your own ticket. I don't buy tickets when I go. I got an annual pass. It costs like nothing for Florida residents. Annual pass, and go all you want. No, you got to buy a ticket. No, I pay for the annual pass. It's just not a lot of money. I pay for it every month. I pay like monthly installments. What do you mean? What's nice about that? What else am I gonna? I don't. Yeah, I just go up for that. I go up in the morning. I leave like at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I'm home by 7, 8 o'clock at night when I go up. I drive up in the morning and come back in the afternoon. I go with my daughter in the morning, and I leave like 3, 4 in the afternoon.
What about your daughter is very touching and moves me.
Yeah.
The rest is crazy.
What's crazy?
It's crazy. Who the hell? You think there are a lot of people that go up for the day? And go,
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They'll just be standing far apart when it reopens.
So the average
Like me, a lot. I don't know. I don't have a number. Thousands. A lot of crazy people. What could be worse? What else am I supposed to do? Go hang out at a bar? Go golfing? What am I supposed to do on Saturday? What am I supposed to do on Saturday? No? Go to the movies?
I like the part with your daughter. I mean, I could get into that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll tell you, you know, the thing about Florida and the news, Ron DeSantis is going to run for president or vice president probably in 2024. Yeah, you know, and it was very interesting what happened yesterday because there was pressure on him all week to close down Florida, do a lockdown order. He had a conversation with President Trump yesterday morning, and then yesterday afternoon he came out with his announcement. And you know Trump told him, just exclude everything. You got to look as if you've done it so they can't blame. He did exactly what Trump told him. Trump's grooming him to be president or vice president. I don't know which. Ron DeSantis is going to be our president or vice president. I love Ron DeSantis.
I'm tired of all this sickness and stuff. I wanted to get into the campaign. I mean, we were just coming down for a real confrontation and everything.
Well, it's almost over. By the middle of the month, you know, we've got this 30 days, things are going to be, you know. I don't know how your neighborhood is, but in my neighborhood, there's more socializing than ever going on with people that never. I was talking yesterday, Tuesday afternoon, 1 o'clock, I'm walking down my street, walking the dog. Every other house has a pool party going on.
Really?
And it's adults. I can hear them. They're drunk, they're partying, they're jumping in and out of the pool. There is more socializing going on right now than ever in neighborhoods. I see all the kids outside playing. You never see kids outside playing anymore. I see them all outside playing. Now, you never see this stuff before.
All right, it is time for a break followed by the Gold Report with William Youngerman. We'll see you after this.
Feeling old, tired, broken down? This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the Boca Raton Center for Age Management, and I can fix it. In 2005, we introduced South Florida to the amazing implantable hormone pellet. These safe and effective pellets will reverse the signs and symptoms of the aging process and leave you feeling fantastic. Energy, sex drive, and weight control are just a phone call away. If you want to feel good again,
All right, Youngerman.
if you want to look good again, and you want to function well again, call me, Dr. Matez, at the Boca Raton Center for Age Management at 561-953-5490. That's 561-953-5490. Or visit our website at hormonetherapybocaraton.com.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30.
Youngerman.
Drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve King Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Youngerman.
All right, it is time, that time that we will wait for, magic time, the Gold Report with William Youngerman of William Youngerman, Inc. William advising clients on trends and movements in the precious metals markets for well over 50 years. He is an expert, to say the least. And those of you who have followed him through the years here on the Steve Kane Show, you know what I'm talking about. William, how's it looking today?
Looking good, Steve. The precious metals again kicking into overdrive as we see the jobless claims literally going through the roof. The last week jobless claims coming out at revised to 3.3 million loss of jobs. This week we came out this morning and it said they were anticipating a 3.2 1 million additional jobless claims, but it came out at 6.64 million jobless claims just in this week, and growing. So the markets are continuing to find some real instability as far as the stock markets, et cetera, but the gold is popping into overdrive again after testing the 1575.80 range this week. We're back up yesterday, $16.30 on gold, closing at $1,593.40 the ounce. Silver was down 7 cents yesterday at $13.85. That's changed again today, going higher. Platinum down $2 yesterday at $7.21. Palladium down $98 at $21.80. Yesterday's loss in the Dow Jones of over 973 points did not help anybody. The oil around $21 a barrel, but a big move in oil today as President Trump seems to indicate that he believes that Russia and the Saudis will get together on some kind of deal over this oil war that they're going through. That being said, oil jumped up over 10% today at up $2.15 a barrel right now at $22.46. That's also giving some strength to the gold market, which is up $17 right now at $1,610.40 the ounce. Silver up 54 cents this morning at $14.40. Platinum up $8 at $729, and palladium jumping back up $60 at $2,240 the ounce. So the market's showing good resilience around that $1,600 number for gold, and I believe it'll just be. It won't be long before we'll be challenging the 2011 highs of $1,950 an ounce. So again, you got to buy any kind of dips that you see in these precious metals, and of course, silver and platinum are screaming buying opportunities at these numbers. So you just got to take advantage of that if you can find any.
Well, that's the exciting news, and it is certainly exciting. You were buying gold and other precious metals as well as selling it, correct?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, for over 50 years, we've made a good two-way market in all of the precious metals, and as well as collectibles, jewelry, and anything made out of the precious metals. You can bring it in for a free appraisal. Just tell us you're a Steve Kane listener, and we'll be happy to pay you if you decide to sell it cash on the spot. So that's a market that we've made for many years. And anything in collectibles also. A lot of people have old pocket watches and paper money that's been sitting in their safety deposit boxes for years, and maybe you'd like to bring it in and find out what it's worth. You'd be surprised.
Very neat, very neat. Well, all right, William Youngerman, what are the circumstances today? You open or closed or by appointment?
Basically, we are going to be closed for the rest of this week, but if you call, you might be able to find me there, and if it's an important situation where you need some cash or you need to get something done, we'll try to make an appointment for you over the next couple of days, but for the most part, we are closed.
William, thank you so very much. For those of you who would like to make an appointment, the number of William Youngerman, 1-800-327-5010. He is located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. That's the Bank of America building. He's directly across from the Bank of America. And again, you can find that magnificent website he has, like a trip to a museum, at WilliamYoungerman.com. William, great talking to you, and we'll speak tomorrow, all right?
Okay, and may I also remind our listeners to watch out for traffic out there as far as joggers and bikers and walkers. They're all over the place. They're trying to get some exercise, but many of them don't have the experience of doing that publicly, and I see some very close calls with bicycles and motorcycles because people aren't looking 2 or 3 times to make sure nobody's out, in their way.
All right, my friend, we will talk tomorrow, all right?
Yep.
This thing about the 6.6 million jobless, these jobs are still there. And as soon as things open back up after the 30 days, they're it's not like, yeah, it's a pause. They don't seem to care. But, I've heard a lot of the financial experts on television talking about this. Anytime there's ever been something like this before, there's been something going on in the economy. Everything in the economy that was positive before is still there. So next month, May, when things open back up, it's going to probably be the fastest boom we've ever seen in this country. Almost like on a dime.
Trump has been promising that, and I've learned for the most part what Trump promises, Trump delivers.
Yeah. But the only problem is the Democrats are going to fight to keep the country closed as much as possible. You know.
One party caring about the American people, the other party
Caring about themselves.
caring about themselves.
Yeah, they don't want the economy to improve. They want more jobless. They figure the more jobless, those are Democrats, right?
All right, what's up, my watch?
It's 7 to 9. We got 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes to 9. I know. But, you know, the Democrats, now they're thinking, they're looking, you know, because you said the news was turning positive last night. I wasn't watching in the evening, so I didn't catch the turn.
The day yesterday, I found very positive.
Really? Yeah. See, I think when they have built this up so much for this terrible number of deaths in the middle of the month, I think it's going to be much lower than they're predicting.
That's true too. I think
Over.
they adjusted their expectations so that people wouldn't be shocked or, you know.
Well, the number, they first said like 2 million, then they took it down to 250,000. And I think it's going to be much lower than that. It's going to be much lower than that. I mean, you're talking about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now, because it's April 2nd. So in 2 weeks, it's going to go from 4,000 to 250,000? Come on.
Speaking honestly, as I know you always do, that this was planned and set up and executed by people, largely the Chinese.
No. I know a lot of people are saying that. I don't think so. No, China's done. They're so pissed. Marsha Blackburn, it was talking yesterday about, yeah, she's a very good she's she wants, I think it was Marsha Blackburn. If it was somebody else, it was somebody else, but I think it was Blackburn. She wants China to pay us back all this money that we've spent on the relief because the virus started in China. So that's the Republican. China's done. There's going to be so much manufacturing coming back to America. All this talk about China making this and making that, and we got to go to China, and there's so many manufacturing jobs are going to come back to this country after this. It's going to be a mass exodus from China. People are pissed at China. They're never going to recover PR-wise.
But you don't think it was malicious?
No. I mean, it's doing nothing but hurting China. Really, if you think about it.
Yeah, but you know, there's a scenario that says that it got out of hand.
China's done. China's done as you know, they had a good thing going, and this just blew it.
Trump blew it for them. Trump got them under control. Made them compete under.
Well, I think people are pretty upset that we're dependent on China for basic necessities during a crisis, and they're not going to let that happen again. They're going to let that happen again. There's going to be so much manufacturing growth in this country over the next 3, 4, 5 years because of this. Who wants to be dependent on China? And I'll tell you another thing that's kind of got done too is this globalization movement of the left is over. That's like out now, globalization, because being more independent from the world is the future of all countries, or at least the important countries, the United States, Canada, UK. No. And the southern border issues settled too. That's not even going to be a debate anymore. That border will never reopen. It'll never reopen. Not like it used to be. Never. Not after this.
They're talking about investigating Trump.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't think the Democrats are going to control the House after the election. We're going to take back the House.
Before the election.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. When this is, I'm telling you, the worst hit places in the country are all controlled by Democrats. Even Dade County, where Miami is a Democrat town. Yeah, and you're going to find out all the problems, all the incompetence are under Democrats. And that's so go ahead and put their, let's look into it. The aftermath of this is going to be brutal for the left.
Maybe, but on the other hand, I think it's going to be a lot better than it would have been with Biden. I think this switch that's going to occur at the convention, which is slipping Como in to replace Biden. I think he's gonna make it a race. That does it for today. And yes, we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. It's only a day away. See you tomorrow.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. And this time of social
All right, guys, see you later.
distancing,
Make sure you subscribe.